Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false. You knew that was false. For anybody who had never heard that before, that question is now planted into them, unqualified representation that Mr. Kohberger stalked one of the witnesses, and that's false. We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Hey guys, give me 1 second. I just finished making my coffee and I have to grab it out the kitchen. Give me like 60 seconds. I'll be right back. Hola. Oh, Zelda, hold on. Zelda walks. I don't know what she's going to do. She was just looking at me all crazy in the hallway because I was running back to get my coffee into the kitchen. And she's just sitting at the door because she knows I'm about to work. Like, she knows this is about to happen. So she's just sitting at the door. Like, can I go in? Can I not go in? Can I go in? What can I do? Are you going to go over there? Or are you going to sit right here the whole time? Let me see you so I don't think that I'm talking to myself. You gonna stretch? Stretchies? Yes. Stretchies. Stretchies. Okay. Here, go over there. Go to your perch, my child. Okay. Hello. Sorry I had to end up pushing this back like super last minute. I just had things I had to do. Because life, you know, kids and life and things. As you can see, I barely gave myself enough time because I literally just put my face together and just grabbed my coffee. But we are here. She's going to sit right there. Okay, as long as she doesn't open the window anymore and I get blinded with my own whiteness because I'm so pale, then we should be fine. That's usually my biggest concern with them being in here is that they pop the windows open and the sun comes through so bright that it's literally, it just blinds the whole screen. But we should be okay with her being where she is. Before we get started, let's see. I don't think I'm going to go live tonight because I'm already like running behind. And the only thing that we can really do with the chapter 6 review of the book is listen to Dylan's freaking interview from 11/17. And I just don't really think that I can stomach hours of Dylan tonight. I really just don't. Plus, there's a bunch of stuff that I was asked to look at that I need to finish writing up my little analysis on. And I really feel like I need to do that tonight. I feel like I need to sit here and I need to do that tonight and get that done because I've been needing to do it and there's always something else. And this was the perfect time to say, I don't think I'm going to go live tonight. I can't stomach a Dylan interview tonight. I just can't because I know that we're going to be stopping every 20.2 seconds to say, oh, that's a lie. Oh, that's not true. Oh, but the evidence says this. And I just honestly am exhausted. Freaking exhausted. Okay. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So just be prepared for that because when you see it pop up and it says something about chapter 6 review, just know if you don't already know, where's my book? Right here. Just know if you don't already know, besides the fact there's a damn fly in here for me having my windows open, that the entire thing is about Dylan's interview. The whole thing. The whole thing. It's literally just the transcript and maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs of his actual writing. So we don't have a choice but to sit here and go over the go over the interview. So we're going to do that tomorrow because I have to get these reports looked at, these things that I was asked to look at. I've got to get it done. So we'll do that tomorrow. Now, I did not listen to all of this interview. I skipped through it so that I can try to get some of the long redactions noted because there's a lot. There's a lot of freaking redactions. The very beginning is probably the most agitating. I had to get up and walk away from my desk. Okay. I had to get up and walk away from my desk because almost the entire first 2 minutes is bad radio static. Silence, but bad radio static at the same time. Because you know how it goes in and out and you catch half a syllable of a word and you kind of think that you know what they're saying, but then it's crap. That's what the beginning of this sounds like. And it literally irked my physical nerve where I had to get up and walk away from my desk. Which I knew because I read the comments and I saw how ridiculous it was, but I wasn't prepared, honestly. I hadn't listened to it yet. We were looking at documents and timelines. I hadn't listened to this. This morning was horrible. Unbelievable, the redactions in this, all the way here. And it's so crazy because when they go to redact his name, they let the John part come out, but the Jack Showalter part is redacted. And I'm like, you're giving away the one name that hardly any of us even knew about. That's just so stupid. What's the point in that redaction? I don't understand. Oh my God. Okay. Hello to everyone who is in here. I appreciate you guys being in here, especially after I had to end up pushing it back. I hope everyone is having a great day. Let me see here. Ooh, I feel like I'm missing something. My phone. Hold on. Let me grab it and put it on silent real quick. Okay, I'm back. I'm really gonna ask this question here, and I'm not I'm not kidding at all. This is gonna be more a personal your observation of me question here for a second. I was just talking to my son about this yesterday. Oh, thank you for the gifted memberships, Lorena. Yeah, I knew I needed to freaking silence that damn thing. Let me ask y'all a question. For those of you that have been, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lorena. For those of you that have been here for a while, do y'all feel like I am a little bit more all over the place than normal? I feel I hear over the past maybe couple of weeks, I've probably mentioned ADHD, sort of in passing, as a joke. I never had ADHD as a kid. I was the kid that didn't have to study, that could sit still and pay attention if I had to, that could concentrate, no problems, no issues. And even through all the trauma and the shit that I've gone through in my life, I don't feel like I ever developed this ADHD. I've always been able to hella multitask and always get things done and be a procrastinator simply because I knew that I could, if that makes any sense. Not because I not because I accidentally forgot something and I'm just a procrastinator. No, I knew that I would get it done, then I would pass, my grade would pass and it wouldn't be a problem. So I would do literally everything last minute because I knew I could. And over the past, I don't know, honestly, since I got the call about his GPS monitor, it's not even a joke. For those of you who know about that shit. When I got the call about my ex's GPS monitor in April, I feel like that really triggered something that just threw me. And I can't concentrate on anything. I can't keep on task. Just yesterday, in the middle of me trying to record something, I diverted and ended up going down 4 different projects and doing 5 different things at once. And normally I have to be able to, I have to multitask in order to get things done, but it's getting to the point where nothing's freaking getting done. I can't sleep for shit and I can't concentrate and I can't finish anything and I can't drag myself out of whatever the hell this is. So I don't know if I have some sort of PTSD trigger that's just freaking weird as shit because suddenly I'm ADHD and can't concentrate and I'm everywhere, or if this is some sort of premenopausal fog thing that's happening. I don't know. But I wanted to know if you guys noticed, I've been a little bit different over the past, I feel like I've been different. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right, and I understand that. I know. I get that. But so many of you have been here for a long time. And a lot of you kind of like know some of the things. So I'm just like, have y'all noticed that that freaking, I'm going to stop opening my windows. I open my windows because I feel depressed over Calypso because she's always staring out the window, like with her whole soul. And so I try to put her by the window and I open the window, but then I always freaking end up inviting a fly in here. So, I can't win for nothing. See, that's another thing too. I've noticed a lot of people are kind of tripping. A lot of people are sort of like filling off, right? It sounds hormonal, but I sound like myself. I feel like I'm everywhere. See, like I noticed that too. Like I can't, like I am like a little bit more like high strung. Like you guys already know I'm passionate about this case, but I feel like I'm definitely more high strung and I can feel it. And I've just always been the one that tried to like avoid medications. And I feel like I might have to. See, that just means I'm good at putting it together then, because I feel like I'm everywhere. I appreciate that. I mean, and my dad, for being old and not really being on the internet very much, he even said, he's like, you've been doing like a lot lately. Because he does like watch some of the stuff that I put out. Oh, he's like, you've been live like all the time. You've been doing like a lot. And he was worried about me for a while. So I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I might need something. I don't know. I need something, I think maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it's PTSD or ADHD or something. Something's happening. Because I feel everywhere. I feel a little bit everywhere. Oh, I understand. No, I understand that. I mean, I get exactly where you're coming from. And I also say the same thing a lot of time whenever people go to the internet for stuff. I'm like, why are you on the internet asking this? Whenever you can like go somewhere else. But like, you guys like have seen me, like what I mean? Okay. Maybe, I don't know. I have too many. What you mean? And plus I've been snip, cut, burned, all the things. It's not happening. I don't want one. Are you crazy? If I wanted a little baby, I'd go kidnap my nephew for a couple days. Okay. No, I don't. No, I don't. That's probably going to be something I might need to do. Yeah. Okay. We're going to stop talking about me. I just needed to like see what you guys like have noticed anything. Cause I really feel like it's noticeable. I just feel like it's noticeable. Okay. I'm going to work on letting go of not wanting to be on a dependent medication because obviously something's off and I'm just going to see what happens. I think that's my like fear here is that I never wanted to have to. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just never wanted to have to. I always kind of like prided myself since I was younger because I had to figure everything out by myself on like knowing my triggers and kind of like knowing how to like get myself out of it and knowing what's happening, like if something was going on. And I just don't feel like I have that good of a control over it anymore. You know what? And I'm not afraid to admit that. I don't know if coffee's a trigger for me. I don't know if coffee's a trigger for me because for one, I drink like super dark roast, which means like it has less caffeine as far as like my research has gone. And I could be wrong, but I feel like that's right. And I've been drinking it since I was like 5. And it doesn't do anything. Like I could drink, honestly, caffeine doesn't do anything. I could slam like a Red Bull or a Monster energy drink and then take a nap. For real though. Like I've always been that way. Since forever. That's what I need to do. I need more sun. I think I'm lacking vitamin D. Maybe I'll go outside. I'll go outside later today. Right? I've been noticing a lot of people talking about it. Okay. Let's get on task. And at least we know that we're all very aware. This will be something that we talk about more over on my second channel. For sure. Because I don't want to make this about me. So we'll talk about it over there and make it about an us situation. Okay. Jack Showalter. Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have already listened to part 1. We're going to listen to part 1 today, and we're going to listen to part 2 tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Wednesday is tomorrow. We're going to do chapter 6. Thursday morning, we're going to listen to number 2. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I know a lot of people have. It's been out there for like a hot minute. For a hot minute. Now, the redactions are, like I said, super heavy in the beginning, which I'm sure most of you guys already know, but they do let up. They let up pretty good. But there's still, like, I'm telling you, if you have, like, issues with static and, like, skipped words where it's just, like, impossible, just if you haven't, it's really annoying in the very beginning. And I will say, I saw somebody say he sounds really forthcoming. I will say that in the pieces that I did hear as I was going through to, like, hear the redactions, I didn't hear anything concerning. Now, I will say his hair color is interesting, but there's a lot of people that have, like, a sandy hair color. And I don't know, like, I guess my big question really would be when it comes to Jack Showalter is why when it came to the timeline that was put together by Moscow and ISP all the way in November of 2023, why was Jack and Connor's information on it? You know what I mean? Like, if they didn't feel at that point like they had anything to do with anything and everybody was looking at Kohberger and trying to figure out all the Kohberger stuff, then why are the police adding him and Connor Chestnut? And I think even Cole was on there at some point. I think he might be on there. Why are they adding them to that? In big old 2023, November 2023. That's a year after the crime. That's way after Kohberger was arrested, and I don't understand that. Because everything that we've seen, I know that we have the separate case number. I'm very aware of the separate case number and how it's, like, cross-referenced, and I've seen a lot of issues with some of the stuff that I've seen here recently. In a way of, like, cross-reference bullshit. And I still don't really quite understand why they didn't fix the issue with the 4870 and the 4383, I think is what it is. I don't know why they didn't separate that better or do a better job with it, but it does misconstrue a lot of things. So that's another thing that's really crazy is that when it came to anything to do with Jack Showalter, his stuff had, like, an entirely separate number, and it was from the beginning. It was from the beginning. Along with Connor Chestnut's information, like, it's just odd. Because, again, in all the documents that we've seen so far, it was only ever Jack Decor, besides Kohberger's name, that was ever listed as a suspect, at least that we know of, that we've seen so far. So I'm still just questioning why did the cops had so much information about him and Connor on their timeline in November of 2023. It's very odd. It's just very odd. So let's go ahead and listen to this. She is funny. I like Amber. She's been doing reviews on the book too. I don't know if you guys have watched those over there, but she's been going through the book and doing, I think, like 2-chapter review at a time or something like that. But she's been doing the review. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start playing this and get the banner together. Just, again, be prepared because these redactions are hella dumb.
Wednesday, November 16th, 3:16 p.m.
And it starts.
Speak with John.
I have my coffee, even though I told myself to stop having coffee at the desk because I spilled it everywhere twice in 2 weeks. But you know what? Here we go. This is a long redaction. And I wanted to keep it in there because I wanted to show you guys, like, just how much and how it sounded.
Let's try this one.
Like, it's ridiculous. Okay.
Oh.
It should be about to stop. Yeah, see, it's like really long. And when did Christy get these? Let me see.
Okay, good. How are you doing?
Hey, Craig Miller.
I'm
See how horrible?
Hey,
like, it's so annoying.
We got contacted by Moscow PD.
Yeah, I assume someone would
come talk to you. Okay, we're talking to, well, unfortunately, every Idaho kid lives down here in the valley, so now we've been silent.
I'm glad to hear from you guys.
Okay, do you want to do it in here or?
You guys are welcome to come in. Both my parents are gone right now, but that doesn't matter. One of them is about to show up.
Okay.
I want to say
Keep up. 38. How you doing?
Pause. So Christy posted this on April 30th. All the way in April in 2026, they're still doing this sort of heavy ass redaction, knowing that John Jack Showalter's name is in public documentation, knowing that he is in like actual forensic documentation that has come public, that he has been talked to. He's going to even admit here that he talked to one of the news people. I don't remember him ever talking to a news person. Do you guys remember him ever talking to a news person? He mentions it. That's one thing I did catch. And I don't remember him doing that. So if you guys can remember him actually speaking to a news person and it going on air, let me know. Because we need to like watch it, listen to it, I guess, because I didn't even know he had done that. I didn't know he did that. Yeah, I've never heard him doing that. But my point is, everyone knows who the frick Jack is. And the judge's order, granted it was for the court, and I guess maybe it doesn't matter with MPD. I don't really know how that works since they're doing things so differently. But we were told anybody whose information was already public that like the heavy redactions are not necessary. So when it comes to like his name and like other certain things about like his sorority, I mean his fraternity and stuff like that, honey, we know your life. We know who you are. Like I just don't understand why they felt the need to do this so heavy. It's bad. Yeah, I never did either.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he says he talked to them. Like I think he says he talked. I might have misheard, but I think he says he talked to somebody. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the
This is probably the
connections.
best room. Okay.
Were you guys the ones who just called me?
No. we
Okay,
did not.
news has been reaching out to me today, so
The news has?
a couple different news outlets have been trying to talk to me.
Okay,
I'm trying not to talk to them.
that,
Okay.
we,
Good idea.
we are not gonna tell the news what you say to us. I mean,
I think he said he talked
we try
to
to keep
one.
I'm not worried about that, but like I didn't even know how to go about because like I kind of talked to one of them for a second. And they wanted to interview. I was like, I'm gonna talk to my parents,
Oh, okay.
and they both.
So he did talk to one of them, but then decided not to actually interview. Well, that makes sense because we never heard anything. Okay.
Got back from. They're both.
See how crappy?
Oh, shoot.
So yeah, it's just been kind of a crazy a week, I guess.
We're gonna watch the other
Okay.
part on Thursday.
well, I
Like
like,
just text my mom real quick and let her know that you guys are the ones that are.
yeah, we're from the state police, not Moscow, so.
Yeah, they're in Boise talking to him.
If he's a baller, I can put him somewhere else.
No,
Doesn't bother me.
no, we've been working on and then we got pulled off that.
Lakeland kid?
They've got a missing kid over there.
I didn't know
that's
they
been
had a
for like
missing kids
year.
case. They were working there.
Um,
I mean, but poor kids
okay,
are
let
missing
me
everywhere.
just
So I guess
start.
that makes sense. I guess.
Your name is, you go by Jim.
I go by John. My name is John.
Okay, and what's your date of birth?
2000.
Yeah, even the redactions are horrible sounding.
And
Do you mind if I get a drink for this? Like a lot?
no,
You guys need anything?
no, we're fine. We're fine.
And then there's a redaction because he goes and like, let me see if I can skip it. He goes to get something to drink and then comes back. It should be about to play.
But like it's
Okay, there it
it's
goes.
just like really serious and like I don't know, it's just like you just don't think something this close to home like is gonna happen, and then like you kind of don't think it's real, and then slowly like the news is talking about it, and like they're just confirming everything.
Yeah.
Like kind of just like starts like being more reality. Like I don't know, it's just like crazy. At first, we just didn't think it's like it's all rumors and.
But this was, yeah. I mean, my son went to U of I, so it's a little weird to me that
Yeah, no,
what's going on.
pretty scary.
Okay, so obviously this is your parents' house. This is where you grew up. You come back here for the summers and stuff? I mean,
Oh.
when,
Last summer I was working,
okay,
but for like winter
The
breaks,
redactions are so
Thanksgiving,
horrible.
this is how you
Annoyingly
come
done.
over.
I'll come back here. But I have a residence in Moscow right now.
Okay, what's the,
I'm almost wondering if they've changed the way that they do their redactions, like over the past maybe like few months, because they just seem different, not as clear, not as precise, very almost messy. So either they're getting careless because they're so tired of it, because they've probably never had this many FOIAs in their entire lifetime, or they've changed something, which we know that they've changed their portal, the way that they are doing requests, the way they're doing responses, the way they're doing payments, all the things, that's all different. Like I'm going to ask her, because it just feels like it's not the same.
address to that residence?
Careless. Yeah, careless and more exaggerated. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of know that area then.
It's literally they were
What was because the Moscow PD gave us an address for that house of,
their house, like
I
Queen
can't
Road?
stand how they sent people out there that don't know
King
the
Road and,
area.
like Queen Road, like intersect. Like this is King and this is Queen, and their house is like here, and I'm farther down in the apartments.
how far do you think that is? Oh, okay, so you are pretty close.
Pretty much everybody
Like
knows where his apartment is.
My like
Was.
investigation, like the first
And
day.
see, that's like
Yeah.
another thing. Like, I understand them blocking out the address where he's at with his parent, like at his parents' house, because obviously they probably still live there. But he's not still at that freaking apartment in Moscow. And considering there's freaking police reports about them going in there and getting blood samples and all the other bullshit that we've read, I don't understand why they're doing that redaction either, honestly.
So pretty scary. Definitely like nerve wracking, like walking outside of the apartments and stuff a little bit.
Dan might be the link.
Did you know these individuals?
So
I don't
I know Maddie and Xana fairly well. The male I've never met, and then the Kaylee chick I was with the night of, but I wasn't really aware of who she was. I was more like friends with Maddie, and that's why I was hanging out with them.
I'll pause this right here. I'm going to put a poll. Yeah, for his apartment. I'm going to put a poll about the Ann leak thing, because I know that that seems to be a lot of what the theory is leaning to, because of the way that she handled everything. And now we know that they had an admin investigation that's sealed, and now it's a criminal investigation, meaning something that they found in the admin investigation was sent in, I guess, would be another weird situation where it's like a tip to the cops, because the cops can't use the investigation itself for any of their own work. They have to do the entire thing over, fresh. And Ada County is investigating and wants to speak to people that had associations with Ann Taylor's office. I bet you they've reached out to every single one of the experts. Somehow or another, they probably got that information, probably from the courts because it's being investigated. Probably contacted Ray. They had people signing things, because that's another thing Turby said, was that he signed an affidavit saying that it wasn't him. Celebrite people said they did the same thing. I'm pretty sure that Jeff Tanzola guy that was with them from the FBI office in Pennsylvania did the same thing. I'm going to go to the YouTube side of this, and I'm going to put a poll and see.
And then I didn't find out until a day or two after that she was the person with me in that grub truck after the bars.
Okay, so you were friends with Kaylee. Or Maddie?
Maddie.
Hello.
Hey.
My name's
Hey, sorry, I've got a broken arm. But I shouldn't be talking.
I don't know. Do I need to have anyone talk to me?
I don't even know. I don't know what they want from you. Hi,
I'm James.
how are you? Did he have a lawyer?
He's not a suspect or anything. We need to know we know that he was with at the corner club and at a grub club thing.
Right.
That's all we know, that you have been seen with him.
Yeah, I'm totally comfortable talking to you guys.
Right.
but-
Okay, that's,
Okay, can I sit in there?
yes.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can sit in there too.
Okay,
I don't
Yep.
blame her.
How you knew,
Yeah,
you knew Maddie or?
Yeah, Maddie, I've known, he's, I think, the oldest out of the group who was, science. He was
right,
my
the poll is
PT,
up.
so I've just known her since freshman year. He's had, relationships with some of my buddies, so I've just always known her. Whenever, like, my girlfriend came to visit for,
Yeah, this is mom. I mean, it's her house. There was just a quadruple homicide. Her son was with 2 of the victims the night that they were murdered. He's on video at this point. The news is reaching out to people trying to figure everything out. I don't blame her for wanting to hear what's happening.
events or formals. She was always hanging out with her and being, like, nice, and being like, they weren't really, like, friends. She'd just, like, come around and be a part of the group, so she was just always kind. So I just always thought of her as a nice person. And then I had a class with her this semester, so she'd help me with homework and stuff, and
Because it's her
we
house,
hang around
guys.
the same crowd. So yeah, I see her and Xana all the time, and I
Yeah.
suppose I'd probably see Kaylee a lot, but I just
If
think
it was
that's
my
who
kid,
she
I'd be
was.
sitting in there too.
Okay, and then I don't think I've ever met
I don't trust
the
cops.
dude before the Xana's
Crazy.
boyfriend before.
Okay, so he isn't really part, does he even go to school at U of I? I mean,
I believe he's a sick guy, is what I've heard. I think he's a year younger than me. I think.
Okay.
I've never had a conversation with him.
So, I mean, your relationship with, besides the male, is just friends, associates from school.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not romantically involved with anybody, just
No.
friends. Okay.
No, Maddie Mogen, she's dating one of the fraternity brothers of mine. That's I'm not a close friend of mine. He's a year older than me, but one of my brothers. So I just always thought of her as like a good friend. And
Okay, what's his name?
he lives in, well,
So he
Oh,
was going to
actually,
say Jake.
spoke to him on the phone today, just like because he's aware that I was with her, and just kind of telling him like how I was with her and stuff, and why,
Right?
because I'm sure he was wondering.
Yeah.
But he's doing okay. But, yeah, so no, nothing romantic. Like, I have a ex-girlfriend that I'm still kind of pretty trying to talk to.
Okay. Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah, I remember reading that in the
Okay,
report.
so on that night, I mean, this, if I get to, and remember, we're getting this relayed
This is the
to
first
us
one in
from-
person.
From Moscow.
Mm-mm. This is the first one in person. The only other thing that happened before this is that phone call that we heard. So I don't know if she's also in number 2. She might be. I don't know. But I don't know. I know number 2, I think, has video, right? But it's like all blurred out. Let me look. I'm pretty sure that the second one is going to be video. I have just checked Christy's page just in time. It says the city of Moscow recently received a letter from the FBI. And she has this letter. Girl, where did you get this? Go? Where did you get this, girl? It's blurry, but let me see if I can read it. It's dated May 4th, 2026. Sent to the city attorney, the one I talked to. Miss Batista. Records generated by the FBI were provided to the Moscow Police Department for purposes of assisting in the investigation and prosecution in state of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger. It has come to the FBI's attention the city of Moscow is maintaining possession of these records. As indicated on a number of these records, documents generated by the FBI are property of the FBI, loaned to Moscow Police Department, and are not to be distributed outside your respective agencies. Please return these documents at the conclusion of the current prosecution or any related investigation to the extent allowed by the state law, or order. Any third-party requests for FBI records can be requested through both the Freedom of Information Act and the Privacy Act. An overview and introduction of this process for both types of requests can be found at, now there's this link. Was it? Yeah, you sent me that all that stuff, and I need to go in and I need to read all of that. So, see, this is just more proof of their bullshit, though, because the FBI did every damn thing in this case. And I will say that to the day that I freaking die, that the FBI was lead on this damn thing. They did everything. Nothing Moscow did was going to make it to trial. Nothing besides their compliance. That's about it. See, this is crazy to me. Because when it comes to everyone else, they send all the stuff over to Moscow because Moscow's the lead agency. They're just assisting. So how can the FBI sit there and be like, we loaned you information on your own case and you're not allowed to do anything with it? So do we know what they were giving out? Because we've been asking for shit left and right and being told, no, it belongs to the FBI. The FBI said so. You can't have it. And the only other thing that I've seen that's come out from the FBI is the damn laboratory report with Ethan's debris in his hand. The whole thing is an FBI lab report that, again, was filed by the defense team 6/6/25. But as for stuff coming out in FOIAs for MPD, I haven't seen anything. Because they literally, hey, Jackie, they literally say no. What? See, that hearing is the 18th. And it's viewable, and we're going to be live to go over it. So we're going to have to go through all of the EWU documents like this weekend and get caught up on everything, because this is where this is. As indicated on a number of these records, documents generated by the FBI are property of the FBI, loaned. That's the word that's tripping me the F out. Loaned to Moscow Police Department. I don't really know what to think about that. I don't even know what to think about that. It's crazy to me. Anyway, yeah, the second one, his mom's not going to be present, I'm assuming. Unless this is her right here. Is this her right here? It looks a little female-ish. It might be her right there. She is there? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and finish listening to this. Oh, there's a trash truck. My dogs are going to start tripping in a second. Wrong one. I have that open for the poll. Okay. Well, I'm glad we went to go look because I hadn't even seen that. Sarah sent me all the stuff. She sent me all the stuff. I've got it in my inbox. Just haven't had the time.
I know how that goes. I know how that goes. Okay, so on that night, I mean, this, if I get to, and remember, we're getting this relayed to us from Moscow. So it sounds like everybody's out on a Sunday night. Was it a Sunday?
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Well, it turns into a Sunday morning, I suppose, because I think it was a game day, and we were out at the bars after the game day, and then it was close to 2. So originally, Maddie, when I was just talking to Maddie at the bar, and for whatever reason, she was like, "We're going to John's Alley to do blah blah blah. Like, do you want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't go there often. Go to the corner club. Everything that'd be fun." And then
That's what I'm saying. It's everything. That's why they had issues with the warrants, because the FBI was going in and doing like these weird backdoor type things to get information from these companies. And then whatever they would get, they would then tell Moscow police, okay, well, now you need to send in a search warrant and you need to ask for these very specific things. They were sitting in the offices on that second floor of that Moscow Police Department building together, going back and forth. That was a big conversation in the very beginning of this. Was the FBI doing all these back end things to get information, and then the search warrants would come out for Moscow Police Department. They corrupt as shit.
Like the original reason they wanted to go is get some sort of food that John Sally had, but on the way there, they just wanted to get grub truck for whatever reason.
The car, the DNA, the phone extract stuff with Kohberger, his arrest, everything.
Kind of standing while they're getting their food. And then right after they got their food, I don't know who it was. I just thought it would be one of their friends picked them up in a silver sedan. And then they just went home, and that was the last I talked. Like I said, have a good night, Maddie. And like they got in the car and left, and I walked home. Since normally we have PDs, but their shift stops at 2.
Private drivers.
Past 2, so I had like a nice coat and stuff. So I just walked home.
Okay.
And then went to bed, and then had people.
See, that's not like I know what he's probably just like trying to say, I guess, but he knows that like Kaylee and Maddie just got into a car, and he's obviously aware that there are people that are out driving. I just think that he just didn't want to stand around. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have a plan to go home after the grub truck. The grub truck wasn't even the plan. They were supposed to go to John's Alley. So I think when he's just like, oh, there was like no driver because of the time and blah, blah, blah. I just think he just didn't want to stand around and wait. Because there were people out there. Jack Ducour was getting picked up at around this time. The girls are getting picked up. There's people.
People calling me in the morning because I live right there and stuff. And they're like, do you know what's going on? Have you seen outside? And I'm like, no. They're like, there's like caution tape and stuff around that house and stuff. I didn't believe them and stuff.
So you come home, sounds like a fun night, go to the corner club, been there a few times in my life.
I think I got home around 3-ish.
Around 3?
Yeah, because we were probably at the grub truck a little bit sometime after 2, probably left grub truck sometime.
I'm not meaning to pause this as much, but y'all already know what it is if you've been here for a while. This right here is why I think they're going to tell me no about the timeline. Because I asked for it. The one that was created, that's in the book and sent over to the prosecutor's office. I asked for it. And I feel like because it has phone data information on it, I feel like they're going to try to use privacy as a way to deny me. I'm trying not to be instantly negative about it. But I mean, I asked for the freaking Winco stuff, guys. Like the people that were interviewed, the 2 guys that were interviewed that were like at the Winco watching Kaylee check out, and like the one guy who followed her to the car, they denied me those interviews for privacy. I feel like they're going to try the same bullshit here. I feel like they will.
2:20, 2:30 maybe. Took me 20, 30 minutes to walk from grub truck to is when I kind of cut across in between this house called, like, I don't even go by their house the way I go home. I can show you on maps if you'd like.
Sure, yeah.
Direction I go home.
I think I know where you're going to cut through.
I don't say.
I wish I knew where you were going to cut through. Everybody cuts through. Well, where is that? Because the only cut through that we know of is the apartments right there.
So I guess I'd be like coming from downtown over here, and I think I cut across, like, I forget what street it is, but I'd be coming down either Ave or this road, and then instead of going all the way down and around and up the street, you just cut through this house.
Okay.
Right in between these 2 houses. And then my apartment is this building, I believe.
And which one is the scene on here then?
I believe it's this house down. I believe
that
it's that
square right there. Okay. Okay.
And I've only been to that house like once in my life, so it's crazy. I didn't even like realize what like house it was until afterwards. And I don't know, like a ton of my friends were there earlier in the day. Like I'm pretty sure they had a party there. It's just crazy.
Okay, now that would be important remind me, I'll come back to it. So you get home, go to bed. What time did you get woken up or whatever?
I don't know. I think I started watching like NFL football at like 10. I think I didn't get woken up. I think I just woke up at like 10. I always wake up, just start watching NFL. I usually just watch NFL all day on Sundays. So I was just normal Sunday watching TV.
Lots of football watchers that day.
And then I just got calls from my buddies like asking like what's going on, because like there's a ton of cops over by my place and just everyone's trying to figure out what's happening because no one knows anything.
But you didn't recognize that there was police activity until your buddies told you?
Because the way my apartment is, like I have to actually walk down the street to even tell there was anything going on, because it's like it kind of does like a little drop off in the road.
Yeah, it's kind of hilly in there, isn't
So
it?
if you're like, you have to like go to the very end for you to even like see down. So like I did walk down there because I didn't believe like what people were saying. So like I walked down there and like it took me like all the way to the end for me to start seeing the trailer.
Why does that not sound right? Didn't we hear that he like left to go to the cannabis shop? Maybe I'm misremembering what he said, because I could have sworn it was like he left to go to the cannabis shop and didn't see any cops there. Then when he got back from the cannabis shop, there were cops there. What is that? Does that sound like what we've heard before? Right? No, the hunting cabin and the Africa stuff was all rumor. None of it was true. He was there. He stayed the night at his own apartment. He got up the next day. They have him and the receipts and the proof that he left his house and went to the cannabis place and came back. Right? I feel like that's exactly what we heard, is that he left to go to the cannabis place, did not see any cops, but then saw the cops coming back. Not that he was already home, or that he was home and got told and had to walk out and go look. That's not what we heard. He talks about it again. So he says that again. He says it like that in the second one. I feel like he said that, right? Either we read that in a report or we heard him say that. But that's pretty much who has the black car. I don't know. Probably several people have a black car. I'd have to know like which exactly one you're talking about. I know there's a black SUV that's a little questionable. Okay. Let me show y'all this, which I know that we've looked at this before, I'm sure, because it's been forever since we've known this part of this. But it is like a 30-minute walk. Now, I placed it from the grub truck. Let me switch this. Like, I placed it from the grub truck. And it does show that it's like a 27-minute walk. You remember hearing it in a male voice? Must have been the phone call. I'm going to go back into the phone call and check. But yeah, you take it this way. It's 27 minutes to walk it. It's 1.1 miles. The grub truck is over here. So, I mean, I don't know if he would have like come down this way or like where he crossed the highway, but he would have had to have crossed the highway somewhere to walk it. And if he came this way, then I would assume, ooh, I didn't want to switch it around. I would assume, God damn it, what happened? We're over here. I would assume that he would have like not even gone in front of King. Like he shouldn't have even have had to. It would have been like somewhere through this way and like through Linda Lane and like up in here, like however which way he would have come in through this way. So yeah, I could see where he would have like gotten, like he could have walked home without passing in front of King because it would have taken longer. It would have been longer. And 27 minutes is what it says. So him saying it took like 20, 30 minutes, that sort of adds up. Okay.
And the cops and the tape and stuff. And then yeah, I was like, okay, this is kind of serious because then weird. You always just like, there's like a rumor of an unconscious person. You're like, okay, that's believable. It's Moscow. Someone got too drunk. And then you just start hearing more.
Okay. And so, I mean, when did you realize, okay, this isn't, you know, somebody passed out or
Yeah.
somebody OD. This
Canada
is
shop had
serious.
So people just
Not
started.
that the others aren't, but
So we just have a lot of group chats. I mean, we have technology. Everyone's a tight knit community. Word spreads
Hey,
fast,
SJ.
and I just in our group chats just start hearing a bunch of different rumors and start hearing people's names because obviously people know who lives there, and then people just start talking to each other and like doing head counts. We don't have this person. I think people just started like connecting the dots of who lived there. And
so and I apologize, do all these fraternities and sororities, do they have these little group chats? I mean, is that how everybody
it's
Seems like it.
mostly like it's just like between my own house. Like, do you know what like PCs are? So each year you go into the house, it's your PC. So you like PC 19, PC 18, it's your year.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Together.
So those usually have a group chat, and then the entire house will have a chat, so then you can just communicate throughout the house. Usually house to house, they don't have anything. Maybe the presidents will have a chat just so they can communicate. But just everyone, it's just a small campus. Everyone kind of knows everyone.
Yeah.
People have like beefs between houses, but for the most part, a lot of houses commingle with a lot of different events and a lot of different stuff. So we're friends with a bunch of different houses. So people talk very quickly throughout houses.
And what site or means are these chats conducted on? Are we talking like TikTok?
I think
Nappy
we
chat.
usually use like Snapchat, and they have like GroupMe's.
GroupMe.
Mostly those two are like the most efficient. I think they have maybe
I think I
random
used
ones
that for
here and
work
there.
before.
Okay.
Like the Instagram.
So none of the really dark ones that we have to.
What do you mean, like Yik Yaks or what do you mean?
He's better at them than me.
No, like some of like the, people have the Discord and the Telegram and some of that stuff that are designed to be encrypted and all that stuff. Yeah.
Game.
But no one's
Right.
mentioning
Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, that's good. You don't know about them then.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So then you learned that obviously there's been a homicide near your house. I mean, do you decide to come home? What do you do once you learn
Pretty
that?
much, I kind of heard from a lot of my friends that everyone's pretty much backing up, and no one really feels comfortable. Like I was kind of jumpy, just like walking in and out of my apartment doing stuff. Like every time, like one of my neighbors would be like, "Come around the corner," I'd be like, "Not really that comfortable." So,
So he was
and it
skittish?
seemed like everyone was leaving. I'm pretty much able to do what class I would have had from my computer, but pretty much all of my teachers decided to push everything back. But I just didn't feel like it was that important to stay in Moscow.
Well, it doesn't sound like you were the only.
So let me ask this question, because I've seen a lot of people going back and forth. And again, like, I don't really know when it comes to like their sorority stuff, the fraternity stuff, when it comes to Jack, for sure. This Jack, he wasn't like kicked out of a fraternity, right? Like he was still technically a part of his fraternity. He was just old and living on his own, right? Like I know that there is like all these rumors with him like being, having anger issues and like all these other things. But wasn't he still like, he's talking about like being in the group chat with his chapter and like all these things. So I'm going to assume that he was still very much involved in it, even though it was like the end of his stuff, right? I think he is a Delta. See, that's like the stuff I'm not good at keeping up with, is the Deltas, the Alphas, the Boo-Boo, the Bubba. I don't know. Kicked out, but he's like messaging them the day of. So like, was he actually kicked out of the fraternity, or was he just older and living out because he was almost done? Because he's talking about how he was like talking with them. Yeah, I don't really know for sure. Yeah, this is Hoodie guy. So I just don't know. I'm gonna have to look more into that and see, because it sounds like he's actively speaking with them.
Only one. That's why we're running around this valley trying to find
Find
everybody.
everybody.
Yes.
Even at the end of the day, like, I feel like if it's solved, it's just like uncomfortable. Like people just seem to like do.
Can you send it to me, proof that he had been kicked out of the frat?
I don't think school.
I mean, like, we have to verify this kind of stuff the same way that we've been trying to verify the truth about Kohberger being fired or not from WSU. It's just as important, because we have to clear things up. And I have a genuine question because of something that I heard a few days ago, and I didn't notice anybody correcting this person. And this was like the first time I'd really heard this information said this way. And hearing him talk about how he's talking to his PC chapter makes it seem like he, maybe just kicked out the frat. Yeah, maybe so. We need to know for sure. Yeah, if you have some information on that, I don't click links, but if you can send me something I can go off of that has some proof of something, not like a rumor, but proof of something about his status, I'd like to see it. So there's my email in case somebody has information on
It's a
that.
focus for a lot of people at the moment.
Yeah. So Sunday is when you find out, and then is it Sunday was it Sunday you came home, or Monday?
Sunday that they found out.
Monday?
That's when the call happened.
Okay.
I hate that they sent cops out there that are oblivious.
Okay.
And once like we start hearing more confirmations of how many people, because at first you just think it's like one unconscious person, and then you find out it's a quadruple homicide. It's kind of big deal, and they haven't found anyone. So.
Did you find out about some of that part before like news and stuff started broadcasting it?
Yeah, some family. I think family members were telling a lot of people stuff.
Okay.
I heard like in our group chat,
Like Ethan and Maisie?
people are like, so and so's mom said this person like maybe did this, or there's a bunch of different rumors from maybe family members talking to the police.
Did he say a mom? Probably Stacy.
It's like one unconscious person, and then you find out it's a quadruple homicide. It's kind of big deal, and they haven't found anyone. So.
Did you find out about some of that part before like news and stuff started broadcasting it?
Yeah, from family. I think family members were telling a lot of people stuff.
Okay.
I heard like in our group chats, like people are like, so and so's mom said this
So-and-so's
person
mom.
like maybe did this, or there's a bunch of different rumors from maybe family members talking to the police.
And then when you were at the corner club, you were with Kaylee and Maddie. Was Xana there too, or?
I don't think so. I don't think she's 21.
Okay. So Xana and her boyfriend weren't with you guys when you.
20.
Okay, so they.
I think I'm not sure, but it seemed almost like that the car that was out front their house was the car that picked them up, but I'm not sure. So
this is where that came from.
Guess is maybe Xana and her boyfriend might have picked them up. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
I don't think when they.
So that would lead you to believe that maybe he didn't even really know who Eric Gower was, really, to not recognize the vehicle, because this was something that was really kind of messing stuff up in the beginning, because there was a rumor going around that it was like Xana's little blue car that picked up Kaylee and Maddie, and everyone was like, what? Because it came out like more than once. Like, I think like 3 different people, 3 different reports, 3 different times we kind of heard that, and we were like, that's not what we were told. So that was kind of crazy. So it would, I guess, make sense if he doesn't really know the people inside the house that well, for him to mistake a blue car just parked outside 1122 for the one that came to pick them up. I mean, they are completely different shades and shapes, but not every guy is a car guy, I guess.
They were getting picked up. It definitely seemed like their friends. It wasn't like just some random person picking them up.
Okay. Did it seem like an Uber? It didn't seem like an Uber or.
I think he did.
A
Coyote situation, I think.
Mostly like TD, like freshmen or friends.
Okay.
It's usually how people get around town in Moscow.
But they seem more friendly than that.
We have our pledges. Drive us around to people who usually have pretty safe, comfortable rides.
Yeah.
I'd never think twice about them getting in someone's car like that.
Okay. And you said it kind of seemed like the car out front was maybe the same car that picked them up.
Well, I mean, it was just a silver sedan. That's
Okay.
pretty basic. There's a lot of silver sedans, but like I didn't really pay much attention to like looking for a description.
I don't know how the hell you can mistake Eric Gower's car for silver. Just in general, because it's like it's a dark color. It's really dark color.
Yeah.
Silver to me is just so much brighter.
Yeah, I just
Like
recalled.
This is silver.
Because I was honestly away from them probably only like half an hour. It's like the craziest thing. Like looking back on it, like the timing is just insane.
And then you were talking about the group of them that were there. So besides Maddie and Kaylee, who else was with them at the bar that then left and went to
It
the?
was just us three who left.
Oh, okay.
And then everyone else at the grub truck were just random people. I started chatting with some random dude for like a few minutes while they were up at the window doing their thing. Cause like I don't like grub truck. I'm not gonna go and order food and spend a ton of money there. So I'm not gonna go and hang out at the window.
Up at the window.
I was just hanging back while they did their thing. And then I also didn't know that they were getting picked up. But at the end of the day, like I don't, plans change all the time, so I didn't care. I didn't think much of it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go home at this point. It seems like everyone's wrapping it up. But I could not tell you who was at the corner club because there's a good amount of people there.
Yep.
Like, I'm just going to be honest. If my plan was to go to a certain place and the people that I was with suddenly just like took off and didn't tell me that they were taking off and just basically stranded me there, I'd be mad. Not murdery mad, okay? But I'd be mad. Like, he lives right by them. He could have easily ridden with them back home. He lives right there. So, I mean, I would be upset, and he doesn't even sound like he's even a little bit perturbed about the entire situation, and I would have been. Like, even knowing that they died, I would still have been upset. Like, you just like abandoned me there after like pulling me out of the bar, talking me into going with you, and then we get there and you don't tell me anything, and then you just take off. I would show still some upsetness about it, and he just doesn't really seem to care, which is interesting. Everybody's different.
Okay. So did you show up with somebody at the corner club or just go there because you knew everybody knows that's where everybody goes?
I was with a lot of like my friends and stuff. And I have like friends who work there, stuff like that. You know, everyone pretty like that's the bar we go to. We go there pretty regularly.
Yeah, it's a regular bar.
It's the spot.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you mentioned that there was maybe a party at the scene earlier in the day.
Yeah, I'm not big on like I went to the Whites earlier in the day, but I'm not big on like the out of house parties because a lot of sophomore, freshman crowd, and I'm older. I kind of just like going to hang out at the bars. But
yeah, that's another thing.
After
we didn't really know that he was at the Whites until like way down the line, like here recently. We didn't know any of that. We thought he entered the scene at the bar and scene was over at the grub truck. We didn't realize until recently when the reports came out that he was at that White's party.
The fact that they did have like people over earlier in the day, so like that just made people like just speculate like they were just because maybe they had a party that somehow that drawed attention to, I don't know. People are just speculating different stuff that maybe because they had a party, someone found out their address. I don't know.
But you don't know they had a party.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But that's not true, though. That's not true, though. They hung out together a lot at the bar before they ended up taking off. And even the people that they were talking to try to get them to go to the John's Alley, all like were being told that it was all three of them collectively going, that Jack was definitely going along for the ride. Like, it wasn't like he just tagged along and they didn't like include him. They were physically including him, speaking to other people about him going with them and everything. But again, it was like really shocking to everyone that they were hanging out. And I still don't really quite understand why like they're who like all got gravitated together that night. Everyone does. Like no one that even knows them understands how they ended up hanging out that night. That's why the way that they broke off everything at the grub truck is so odd, because they were together for so long at the bar and they were going around telling everyone that he was going with them and that he'd come with us, him included. It's just, it's one of those things, I guess. I don't even know.
Like I just heard a ton of rumors.
Well, I'm sure there's.
The kids are just.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nothing from.
They tested stuff and nothing came back to anyone that we've seen. So he might be lying about some stuff, and I understand that there was blood in his apartment and there's a lot of sketchy stuff there. But I haven't seen anything that shows that blood came back to any of the victims. And the red stains that were on the shower curtain and the toilet were negative. So that's important too.
Law enforcement.
And there's also blood in Jack DeCore's house. So there's blood in both Jack's houses.
Another question. You say you knew Maddie pretty well, Kaylee not as much, Xana pretty well, or whatever. And I don't want to be insensitive asking it, but trying to figure out, did they party a little bit with drugs off and
I don't
on?
think he would even
I
know.
would say, I have no idea about the male, of course. I have no idea what he does. I know Xana can get a little wild with partying. I would say,
Oh, so I guess he would know
that
Xana's
my
part.
knowledge, Maddie is more of a straight arrow, just alcohol.
Okay.
She's pretty close to graduating. What I've heard from some posts is that she was.
That has been the same across the board when it came to Maddie. Nothing. She drank. I don't remember hearing anything about her taking any pills or anything up her nose or anything like that. It's just alcohol. That's been pretty much across the board.
I knew she was going to graduate, but apparently she already had a job lined up and stuff.
Okay.
Seemed like she had stuff pretty much planned, so I don't think she'd be risking that with that sort of stuff. Just like a normal Saturday night, they like to drink, but I would say Xana maybe has done some substances. Haley, I have no idea.
Okay.
Saying not from judging her. She doesn't seem like the type of person to do a lot of drugs, but I don't know. I was only with her for like 30 minutes, and I cannot recall like meeting her before then. Because like when I heard Kaylee, I thought it was a different Kaylee at first.
Okay.
I thought it was like Kaylee, or I forget her last name, but I thought it was a different Kaylee.
Okay.
No, I know I've mentioned this before, and I know a lot of people are like, how would you know Maddie and not Kaylee? And for a while, I said the same thing. And for some of these people, I still say the same thing. But like, honestly, for Jack, I don't feel like that's a problem. And I've said this before. I've been saying this for a super long time. The girls are grown. They were put in different sororities on purpose because Greek life wants to do everything they possibly can to isolate you so that they can puppet you as much as possible. So they weren't going to put the besties in the same sorority so they can keep an eye on each other and have each other's backs. They separated them on purpose. So for a while there, the girls did not live together. They had new friend groups. Obviously, they stayed close. They also had a huge fight, like not long before the whole move-in thing. We know it all happened, I think, like right before Olivia's wedding. There was a ginormous fight. They were not speaking. Maddie was worried that if she went up to just try to like apologize to Kaylee, that Kaylee wouldn't even listen to nothing and just instantly punch her in the face, not care what she had to say. It was that level. And that's coming out of Christy's face. Okay. Her words on that argument. So given the fact that Kaylee was living somewhere else, they have all these different friend groups. She just moved into 1122, like around the beginning of summer, because apparently she had someone staying with her. Kaylee had someone staying with her in her room over the summertime. I don't know when that person left. I don't know how long they were there, but that's what we've been told. And then obviously she was there for the last few months before the crime took place. So for this to just be a guy that Maddie has a class with and they've done projects with for class and him not know Kaylee, that's not a big deal. I don't find that strange. And I've said that for a while.
Girl. I was with her the night before, so it was crazy.
Okay.
Did they maybe have any, I mean, that's a little different, but problems with anybody?
Not that I don't know her. Like I have no clue. I've heard rumors of a stalker. I don't know for who. I've heard rumors that she had a stalker after the fact, but like I've known nothing about her until after this stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to it, was there anything with I know you knew Xana and Maddie a little better with either of them about stalkers or exes or any of that
I mean, as far as
troubles kind of stuff.
Maddie's relationships go, before she was with her current boyfriend, her current boyfriend is like a stand-up dude, a great dude, wouldn't do anything. She was kind of like not dating, but kind of like on and off with one of my close buddies, and he's also someone I'd never think he wouldn't do anything either. And that was like, well, they were like on and off a long time ago, just like friends, like, you know. There wasn't really anything titled. But no, I couldn't think of anything. And as far as Xana and her boyfriend goes, I don't know them well, but from what I've heard, their relationship seemed great. Like they were happy, like they were always hanging out. It seemed like. And, I don't know. It seemed like everyone was like having perfect life.
If he was at the Whites, how did he not meet Kaylee at the Whites? Like if he literally is like just meeting Kaylee. So let me just do both sides here, because I just thought about this. If he was at the Whites, which is again something that we didn't know until more recently anyway, how did he not meet Kaylee there? Like if they were all there, Maddie was there, Kaylee was there, Xana was there, Ethan was there, Hunter was there, everybody was there. Now he's saying he was there too. He didn't get introduced to her at the Whites. I feel like he probably would have, right?
It seemed like anything was wrong with anyone.
These rumors of the stalker, do you know who we could talk to find out more information about the stalker, or if somebody was
probably, I'd say just any girl, any Pi-Phi girl, because I believe both. I know Maddie is a Pi-Phi, and I believe Kaylee's a Pi-Phi. So they would definitely. I believe the girls would know, if anything, like if the girls in the house would know the most about people they're talking to, I'd assume. And then sure, girls talk. Right?
How did you guys find?
I called them.
Yeah, he called Moscow PD and said that he wanted to talk to him, but then he's down here.
Oh, and then they sent.
And now we're sending. Yeah,
and it was recorded. We listened to it.
I bet you got a lot of lists. Yeah, sorry about that, but thank you.
Every kid got out of there. Yeah,
I did. We just said get
I'm
out.
surprised there's like a few stuff there.
Yeah, the university told everybody to go home.
so
We're in the investigation.
that's why we're.
Well, we appreciate it.
Can you think anybody that it would be? I mean, even if you don't have,
he did say after. I was listening to that part too. He did say after, which is super important, and we've talked about this like briefly, but it's still something I need to make like a little separate video on. When it comes to Kaylee and like the situation of her being outside with Murphy and there being someone by the dumpster, and she called Bethany, and Bethany was at some sorority meeting and blah 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 blah. If you go back, and I'm going to go back and clip everything and put everything together so you guys can hear exactly what I'm talking about. If you go back and you listen to Dylan, you listen to Hunter, you listen to Emily, you listen to everybody, especially on that first day that was talked to. And it just keeps on going after that. But especially that first day. When it comes to talking about that situation, Kaylee didn't tell none of them a damn thing. Kaylee did not tell Dylan that herself. Kaylee did not tell anyone that but Bethany. Because all of them that tell Maury or Payne or Blaker that day, after talking to Bethany, after talking to Redacted, after we sat down and talked about it, none of them are having that information straight up first person except for Bethany. So all these people are like repeating the story, making it sound like she was panicked and she was telling everybody and everybody knew about everything. Nobody knew shit till they had a conversation, a little powwow with Bethany. They sat down to get their story straight. That's when everybody found out about it. Because again, Bethany is the only one that Kaylee called that night. The only one. And apparently it wasn't enough for her to go around telling people about, because they're all saying, they're all listening to Bethany. They're all getting it from Bethany. After talking to Bethany. So that's really important, because it was magnified and magnified and magnified. Like a whole bunch of people were told about it. And no, they weren't. It was like a passing thing. One person was called and it was like forgotten. And they were really like moving stories. We know that. They went straight to a friend's house and powwowed for what, an hour? More? I don't know the timeline difference there. Before they went to the police department to start their interviews, like they hung around with their friends for a minute. Then they all hung out at the hotel together. There's all these unknown snap messages that they know exist. They know that there's transactional information showing that messages went back and forth, but they don't know what they have. They don't know what they say. Content's unknown. Ugh. There's just always so much. There's always just something, you know? Always just something.
Full, but between the group chats and all that stuff, do you think there's anybody that really stands out as someone we should talk to that might have some?
That's the crazy thing about it. Like, I'm also like a bad person to talk to because if
Didn't
you
separate
ask like anyone,
nobody.
like I'm pretty like chill with everyone, but like for most of the past
Different
2 years,
situation,
when I
no.
was in a relationship, I was either
No. The situation that happened with Bethany happened in like October. The situation that you're talking about, that lunch happened in September, which is before October. And those girls remember parts of that story going all the way back to May. But none of the other girls, not Bethany, not Dylan, not her sister, not anyone else, but that specific, very specific group of girls from the September 11th, I think is the date, the lunch that they had together. Nobody else knows that story. Like no one else talked about that. That came from them and them only. But then from everyone else, everyone got together and talked about the Winco situation. Everybody got together and talked about her calling Bethany that night, seeing the guy outside of the dumpster. And then there's the guy in the tree line, which I think is a completely different direction. So it's two different stories of like at the house, dumpster, tree line, and then also the reports claiming that for the like a few weeks before the murders took place, Murphy was getting more difficult to get back in the house. Like he was taking longer, like something was keeping him outside longer. So there's that too. But we didn't hear about that until the reports, the Murphy thing, which is really important for the situation to know if somebody was out there trying to like groom Murphy to take treats from them, to maybe take something from him that he would maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's just odd. It's odd. It's very strange. But no, that's completely different. And that's why I don't understand why they came out so quickly and tried to like ixnay the stalking thing when they had all this stuff that goes all the way back to technically May of 2022. That is months before the murders. That's before Kohberger even moved there. But if they went back and tried to follow up that lead, they'd have to take Kohberger off the table because he wasn't there. So of course they didn't do it. Yeah, the shit went on for like months, but like the stories were very spread out, sporadic. It's odd.
hanging out with my girlfriend, or like she'd be in Moscow hanging out with me, and I wouldn't be doing stuff with everyone, or I'd be in a different college town hanging out with her because we went to different schools. So a lot of people just kind of even didn't know me that well, just because I was not there that much. So I don't like know a lot of people's relationships, like
allergies
be going on.
Is there anybody that they're? Yeah.
It's like with Moscow, like you can't think of like anyone because it's all just like college students. Like it's a small town. You don't think of like anything crazy happening or like anyone you could think of that would want to hurt anyone. Like,
can you think anybody who would have been in good proximity to maybe be a witness? You know what I mean? Maybe have seen something or anything like that.
I feel like anyone who lives on King Street, since like if it's a Saturday night, people could possibly be up between the hours of 12 to 4 for whatever reasons. I don't know. There could be people out and about, but
I don't think so. I don't think they took him on a leash all the time. Because we know that he got away from Maddie. He was missing for a while that morning. We have a lot of that on video. And then when Lakeland's talking about getting to the house and Dylan letting Murphy out, it sounds like she opened the door, let him out, and then like he came back in himself. That's what it sounds like. Like he free roamed.
I don't know. Maybe just anyone on the
which is crazy to me. Crazy as hell. Because even here, okay, I have a fenced in backyard, all the way fenced in. There's no open spots. 2 gates all the way fenced. And we still take the dogs out on the leash to let them go to the bathroom outside because the front door and the side door that we have to go out of are not fenced, which is why I'm trying to move my fence line, which is a project for the summertime to move the fence line over. So we can just open the side door and let the dogs just out. But because it's open face right here and we do have a road, we have another road, you know, I don't want my animals hurt. So they're on a leash. Even in our fenced in backyard, because we've got to put them back in the house without the protection of the fence. I almost knocked my damn coffee over again. But yeah, he was just allowed to like free range. They let him out. He'd come back in. That's how he went missing. Because he wouldn't come back when he was being called, which is a problem, according to reports, for like a while before the situation took place. And I don't know why the cops didn't pay more attention to that. I really don't.
That street, that's pretty far away, but Sig Kai is across the field, kind of from those houses. They kind of have a view over there.
Yeah, and he was a puppy still.
I don't know.
Like less than a year.
Okay.
I don't know.
What about, let's set students aside, you know, every town has a troublemaker, you know, in the town, whether it not being a student necessarily, but you know,
I wouldn't say
town,
anyone really gets into that much legal trouble. It's all just like that's when people think it's crazy, because like the craziest thing that happens is people getting like MIPs and DUI. Like it's like drinking stuff. It's not like acting.
That's not true. There's been all kind of crazy shit that happened in Moscow.
Out. Like, of course,
I guess
people,
maybe
like,
he's
getting
talking about
fights,
like the
but,
university
there's no one who, like,
community.
I don't know,
It's two
everyone,
different
like,
things.
that I could think of that like want to hurt girls.
Is there any rumors going around in the group chats of who people think may have done it? No?
Yeah, from day one.
Okay.
Why
He's lying to
everyone
you.
is so like scared. That's like the number one reason I'd say like a lot of people are scared is because it is such a tight community, and no one knows who it is. So it seems like it could be like anyone, like, you know, who could, like, you don't know who it is. It could be a friend.
Some people say that there's a spot on the Linda Lane camera where it looks like it's Murphy. We have scoured over 11, 12 and only seen a couple different times a cat. One very specific ninja cat jumping around, doing all kind of crazy shit in the parking lot in front of the camera. I don't remember seeing anything else. But we know that we hear someone come in, call to Murphy, or call to something that's probably Murphy, and then the car takes off, and we know the girls are looking for the dog. It's all right before, it's after the scream, around the time that Maddie would have been outside with Bethany, after the whole Eric Gower thing with Dylan, and then we have another time slot where you can hear a very high-pitched Murphy, like, holy shit, we finally found him, there he is, type reaction. Like, you can hear that on the 11-12 cameras. The whole thing, though, about like the car coming in, it calling out to what it seems like to be Murphy. It looks like not Jack Showalter, Scratch. It looks like Jack Ducour's freaking Volkswagen. But I don't think we see that car leave before the car comes back in, but maybe we did see a car leave from back there. I have to go back. We did this video already, but there's been so much information. My brain is not really like remembering if a car left before that, but a car very similar to his freaking car that's parked outside in front of the house, that's on the body cams for that day, pulls in, you hear something, pulls out, and then the girls are searching for Murphy everywhere. And we know that up until around 3 o'clock, he wasn't found. And I'm pretty sure the noises are after 3. I probably need to go back in and get the timestamp for that, because I know that like the girls' phones stopped before 3 o'clock, but I really do think that like the noises of Murphy being found are around that time frame. And we know that Bethany was awake. She was watching TV. She had just been contacted by Maddie. Maddie had asked her about the damn dog. So I always found it kind of strange that she doesn't mention in her interview that she knew that Murphy had been found. Like, you're right there. If we can hear them calling Murphy's name, like in excitement for seeing him on the 11-12 cameras, yo ass in your bedroom right there could have heard that. I don't see how she didn't know.
supposedly they
Right.
don't know who it is. Like the cops don't know who it is, or not telling us. Like,
Yeah.
kind of worries me.
What about it? Nothing in the rumors about what this could be over? I mean, everybody's gonna
I'll have to go
speculate,
check,
of
but I
course,
thought that was
but
a cat.
nothing like that going on in the,
That
The
part.
only one that would make the most sense to me is that like love, like maybe like I don't know who it would be, but like someone was jealous. That's the only thing that would really make sense. I don't know why anyone else would act out like that. Like people act out over love. That makes sense to me, but like I don't see any other like why someone.
People act out over love. Is that what he said?
The only one that would make the most sense to me is that like love, like maybe like I don't know who it would be, but like someone was jealous. That's the only thing that would really make sense. I don't know why anyone else would act out like that. Like people act out over love. That makes sense to me, but like I don't see any other like why someone could like do that for any reason. Like I just can't find any motive for anyone. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it just doesn't make sense. Seems very senseless.
well, most of
It
them
is
are,
really
I mean,
shaky, huh?
has it been released? I mean, we're,
Back
like I
and
said,
forth
we've been
shaky.
working on a whole separate homicide, and got pulled into this one. Have they released how they were killed?
I don't know. I've just heard like different rumors, like either drug stabbing. I've heard maybe some got stabbed, some didn't. Or some I've heard from people that there's fentanyl. Yeah.
They're all making stuff up. I think.
Okay, so it's,
I mean, we haven't heard anything from the
so
police.
the police haven't, I don't know.
Try not to look at the news because
So this was 11/16/2022 at 3:16 p.m. I'm going to assume Boise time. So what time was the press conference? Because that's the day of the very first press conference, and they're saying that they hadn't heard anything from the police or anything like that. So I'm going to assume this would have been like right before the press conference, or maybe even during. I don't know. I'll have to go back and see like the timestamp, because this is the day that they finally came out and horribly addressed the public.
apparently I'm on it. That makes me sick to like look at because they have
So-
videos of me at the grub truck and so that's why the news is like trying to reach out to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the grub truck must have some,
So they
Camera?
stream.
Yeah.
You know what Twitch TV is? The live stream.
Yeah.
I'm sure my
Because-
daughter told me, but
They're always parked like down by the bar, so they always have drunk kids coming there ordering food. So it's free content for them. So they're always streaming. And I guess the news outlets have been posting the videos of me standing with them and making up stories, I suppose. I haven't been like looking at them, but just some of my friends have been like telling me they're like talking about me or something. So kind of sucks.
Even instantly, Emily thought that he was suspicious. Olivia thought that he was sus. Like Emily, I even think in the interview, didn't she say that she contacted the police after she watched that grub truck video? Like she even contacted the cops about it? I could have sworn it was Emily.
so somebody must identify it. No one at the grub truck knows who you are, right?
I don't know how they identify me. It's someone from the news called me by name.
Okay.
Called me by name.
You
Sorry about
remember?
that.
Yeah,
you have
I'm
social
sorry.
media?
What
Like not
newspaper?
even my real name. That's just crazy. They call me by like that's not even like
They called him by John.
on anything. I don't think. Like weird.
Do you know, are there any places that you know of up by, because you've been to Maddie and Xana's house before, right?
Like once, I think.
Okay.
I believe they after the fact. I believe they all lived together, but like I didn't really know.
Okay.
I knew they lived over there. I didn't know exactly where they lived. Like the time I've been there, I think was when there was a different group of girls living there.
Okay.
Honestly.
Do you know any places up?
I want to pull up the 6 to 7 o'clock time frame. Sorry, my allergies are bothering the crap out of me. My eyes watering, my throat's itchy. If I take a Benadryl, I'll pass out, go to sleep. So we're just not even going to do any of that. Let me pull that up and have the tab open. And when this interview is over, we'll look at that timestamp and see if I can notice a dog.
Near their place that have cameras on the, a lot of people are running Wi-Fi cameras in their houses.
Noticed that I think there's like someone had one out front of one of like my building, but I don't think it's like really facing anything that's helpful. I think it's facing just out on so maybe you could get someone going by that way. But yeah, I have seen, that's the only camera that I know of. I don't know what to.
I just hey, FYI here. I opened my tab to go to the video that I just said I was going to pull up, and the first thing I see is Iran just took down Spotify as of 24 minutes ago. So if y'all have Spotify, check and see if you can like actually access it, because I'm curious. I don't use it. But it says pro-Iran hackers claim attack on Spotify as revenge for somebody's death. And it's as of 24 minutes ago. That's crazy. And we just had that hack for the school system. That Canvas system got hacked. Right for exams and like all kind of stuff that was going on. So there's all kind of stuff happening. Oh my gosh.
It's like one of the first.
So on your building, but on the
not on my building. It's like building closest to their house, I believe, facing towards like all the fraternities.
Okay.
I believe I saw in one of their windows they have an out-facing camera. But other than that, I have no clue.
Did he just say facing the fraternity? One more time. Go back.
The building, but I don't think it's like after the fact. I believe they all live together, but like I didn't really know.
Okay.
I knew they lived over there. I didn't know exactly where they lived. Like the time I've been there, I think was when there was a different group of girls living there.
Okay.
Honestly.
Do you know any places up near their place that have cameras on the a lot of people are running Wi-Fi cameras in their houses.
Noticed that I think there's like someone had one out front of one of like my building, but I don't think it's like really facing anything that's helpful.
I wonder what they did
I think
then.
it's facing just out on street, so maybe you could get someone going by that way. But yeah, I have seen, that's the only camera that I know of. I don't know what to put. It's like one of the first.
So on your building, but on the
not on my building. It's like building closest to their house, I believe, facing.
He's talking about the damn 712 camera, isn't he? Yeah, on my other channel. Yes, because look, I'm pissed. And I meant to pull this up. I'm glad that we are looking at this now. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I asked for this, guys. Let me see if I can find my request so I can read it out the way that I requested this shit, because I asked for a wide range of camera footage. I knew I asked for 712. 712 doesn't exist. I'll just tell you that now. 712 doesn't exist because they told me it doesn't exist. Let me show you. This is my... When did I do this? I don't have my information like blocked out on it. So let me see the date. On September 16th, 2025, I got a response for a request that I put in on August 14th, 2025. And very specifically, I damn sure freaking asked for 712. Right there. I would like the security camera footage that the camera mentioned in MPD Supplemental 104 regarding the DoorDash delivery driver being seen on camera entering into the parking lot of 1122 King Road. It states, and I quote directly from the report, at the point M, which is Molly the driver, also seen on the 1112 camera walking down the road, pulled into the front parking lot before she dropped the order off. And again, this is words coming from Payne's report. The white Elantra pulled in behind Molly's vehicle, a gray Subaru Forester. I would like this footage. This footage would have been either from one of these four addresses, 712, 714, 716, or 718, maybe even 720. This was written by Brett Payne and reviewed by Dustin Blaker, written on 110/23 for an interview that took place on 11/23/22. I told y'all I asked for this shit already. And they told me it doesn't exist. So what are we supposed to do with that? I don't think it's King because I checked on the damn map. I pulled up the map and I grabbed the addresses straight from Google where it has like the actual numbers on the building and then you click it and it shows you the full address. I used that. I mean, I understand that people are talking about it because Swamp Rose has shown some stuff. I saw a couple of things about it over on TikTok, but guys, I asked for 712. I went rounds with them. This was the argument with the Brett Payne report about Molly, where I asked for this footage. That's when people started talking about it. I'm like, I asked for that. They said it doesn't exist. They told me basically I'm crazy. That's how I feel, that they feel like I'm crazy. But that's what Payne's Am report said. And I'm like, bro, you literally are looking, you're talking in that report like you watched this happen. Like you watched this white car pull into the parking area of the house right behind the person that's the DoorDash driver. Like it sounds, you saw this. Right. And I used 712 Queen. I did. Now I can ask again, but I did. So anybody that's talking about this right now, let them know this, and I'll post this somewhere on the community tab or some shit like that so you guys can see it. But we did a video because I went rounds with them, bro. How many times did we talk about this? Let me pull this up over here. Hold on. Let me pull up the email thread because I'll show y'all what she said to me too. We'll just do another little review on this because we did a video. We did several because I went back and forth with her. Like, no, ma'am. It doesn't say that. I don't even know when this would have been. What date did I just say? Like September? I don't know. Okay, let me share this and we're going to reread this email thread. I guess I'll just clip this out and put it out there like by itself for the people that have been wondering about this. Yeah, it was in September. I mean, I sent it in August and they replied in September. So when she came back and told me, Ixnay, there's no camera footage, I said, so are you saying that what's written in this report is false? And then I doubled back and I said, I want to be sure that what is being looked for is clear before I go any further. I have attached the supplemental itself directly from the MPD website dedicated to the case. Please see the highlighted portion, which was that part that Payne just said. Your response is telling me that this is false information in a document that was written by the officer who was the lead on the case for MPD at the time. If this video is in the possession of another agency, please relay that information. If it was mentioned by your lead investigator in a documented report, there should be a paper trail for it. Brett Payne placing it in this document with such detail would make one believe he saw this footage with his own eyes. If not, that is a bit of an issue, I'd say. Clarification on this would be greatly appreciated. And then this was her response. A search for the videos you requested was conducted, and the videos you requested do not exist. The surveillance video mentioned in the supplemental report by Payne said, during the time McMichael was in the area of the King Road residence, the white launcher can be seen via the 1112 King Road camera driving back and forth on Willenta Drive and then enter the Queen Road loop at approximately 3:56 hours. If this is the surveillance video you would like to have, please submit any request seeking blah, 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 whatever. And that's when they were like, send us the $30 for that one time frame of time that we already had for forever. No. My rebuttal also included sending the damn email to Dustin Blaker, whose little punk ass never said a word. Never responded. Lame ass. So then my response was, hello, Amber. The 1112 camera does not show the parking lot of 1122 King Road. This is something Payne specifically states. Molly pulls into the front parking area to drop off the food. He says it like he saw it happen. Yeah. Specifically, damn straight. Your lead investigator lied. That's a problem. And you know what else is crazy? Going in and looking at all the rest of the damn paperwork, you know the Payne's name ain't on shit. Blaker's name is on all of the paperwork for the forensic lab. Blaker is the one who took the sample down to Othram with Matthew Gamet. Blaker and his PCA is what did the warrants for Washington. Pretty sure it's the one that went to Pennsylvania too. How the hell was Payne ever the lead? Blaker did all the stuff. It's the same way that we were supposed to be told Talbot was the lead for ISP. Well, where the hell did Gilbertson come from? Because him and Payne get in their little suits and go on their little press tours. And what? Payne's name is on nothing. Some of the little reports, but he didn't do anything. And again, he wasn't even the original lead. It was Barrett, and then it went to Payne. Barrett had more experience in this. Why did it go to little bitty nothing boy? I don't understand that. They've never been able to explain that. And if it's because, he found the sheath. No, he didn't. There's nothing to prove that. The reports that we're getting now is that it was actually Talbot, and the McKenna person, I think, is who they're trying to say wrote the document, which I think that's who Mallory is saying is her mom. I think that's what she's in here saying. Because we know that she's her mom worked for ISP. She's the little lady with the short hair in the videos. She's retired now. I hear my son's alarm going off. It sounds like a duck. He needs to turn that damn thing off. He'll turn it off eventually. Anyway, this is what I told them. When Molly walks down the road on the 1112 camera towards the intersection of King and Queen, she is not only claiming she's lost and looking for the house in her interview, but she also isn't carrying the food per the video itself. What is being mentioned directly by Payne would be happening behind the view of the 1112 camera. I know he works for the U of I, or at least that's what the families were told back in April, but Blaker reviewed this supplemental report. Per your online directory, Blaker is still employed with MPD, so perhaps he can give some clarity to this verbiage. I have CC'd Blaker on this email to the address listed in said directory. And again, he never said a word. Again, I would agree with you if the front parking area of 1122 was not specifically mentioned, along with the specific action of Molly pulling into the front parking area, which also, again, is completely out of view of the 1112 camera. The house in the view of 1112's camera is 1119. I know I'm nobody, but there is an unacceptable falsehood being stated in this report. If the response continues to be that the footage I must be speaking of is the 1112 camera, when clearly it is not, then I have no other reason to believe anything other than Payne lied in this report, and he lied so much that somehow Molly ended up believing it herself to the point that she is openly stating to officers in recorded and now very public body cam footage during multiple arrests that she did see Bryan Kohberger there and that she did park next to him, even though interview details in Supplement 104 obviously state the exact opposite. We were just talking about this yesterday. Again, I appreciate your response and attention to this matter. I'm just trying to get to the actual facts, and I'm going off of the ex-lead investigator's own words here. That's all. And no, nothing. I basically was like, I'll call you basically and pay for the duplicate fee for the footage, and then she can't give me an exact time for when it'll be ready. That's what this conversation was. That's what this conversation was. I mean, you can't not, like, you have to throw back their facts right back at them. And I am doing nothing but taking their own words. I'm sure they got like a big old siren alarm going off the second something for me comes in. Jeez. I'm taking their own words, their own police reports. And I have been doing that for a long time, going in and taking the exact wording, copying and pasting exact sentences and putting them in the request. I even sent the report to her in her response of telling me that it doesn't exist. So listening to him say, oh, there's a camera, not on my building, but on this other building. Where? Ooh, Zelda, did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. You crazy. So hearing him say that really makes me mad because that's a conversation happening now. And I've asked for that. And they told me that I'm basically just seeing shit that I don't know how to interpret what I'm reading is basically what they're trying to say. No, I think they're lying. I think they have that camera footage, and I think it probably shows exactly what's going on. Honestly, the simple fact that so many people remoted in and accessed the 11/12 footage should have been enough for them to not even use it. Because you don't know what the hell people were doing with it for 6 days, guys. Go back into the reports, go back to the old videos. The 19th is when Mallory finally was able to get the footage because he's incompetent at his job. 6 days. No, not really. I've been gaslit my whole life. I guess I'm just used to it. Because it's just like, okay, next. God. Zelda. I wish I could. Let me see if I could take a picture of how she's looking at me. Oh, maybe she's going to change. She's like glaring at me. I think she's mad. I think she's just mad that I'm loud. Well, it's my room, babe. Go back to sleep. You're okay. You're okay. I'm going to have to take a Benadryl. I don't have a choice. My gosh. Okay. When it comes to all of this stuff, I know that I was talking, I need to reply back to her email. Bronx Tales had sent me some information about the water report. I do want to look more into Mowich because I know that there's a lot of people talking about that. And what's super crazy is that Turvey mentions a car accident. You heard that, right? Like when he's sitting there talking shit about the pong table and how it's like fangirl, fanboy, whatever he said about it or whatever. He also said something about not caring about a table or a crash. So I don't know if he's talking about Mowich or if he's talking about the little hit and run or whatever situation in front of Bryan Kohberger's apartment that night. But he did say that. He did bring up a crash, which I found interesting. I asked for 714. I asked for 714. Well, I appreciate that. Most people just say that I'm being a bitch, but that's fine too. Okay. If you're the original person, then yes, please. Yes, please. If you're the original, for sure. Yes. I always want it from the very original source. Yes, please. And I will add it. Because I really do want to look into the Mowich thing. I know there's some questions there because of the crash, the wounds, the situation. I have been. I don't know. Maybe that's a good point. He might have been talking about that, but she didn't really describe it that way. Maybe he's just describing it that way. Yeah. Because honestly, I don't really even think, yeah, maybe so. You're probably right. I don't really think that he would probably even know about that kind of stuff. Because when he said it, it kind of like threw me. I was like, because that's the first thing I thought of because of everything that we talk about here. And I know that a lot of people have been talking about Mowich here recently a lot. So that's like the first thing I thought of. But maybe y'all are right. Maybe I overthought it. He's probably talking about that. Yeah, I think y'all are right. See, I'm glad I brought it up because y'all can bring me like right back down to reality. I think y'all are right. That would make the most sense. It really would. Okay. Let's listen to this. I can't believe he's saying that there's cameras right there. I'm going to send this to them now. I need to go back into the report and see if this is mentioned. Because if they purposely withheld in the report the fact that he stated there was cameras at the building next to him, I feel like that's kind of important. But I don't know how they would know to not put information in. I'll go back and read it and see.
And I guess the news outlets have been posting the videos of me standing with them and making up stories, I suppose. I haven't been like looking at them, but just some of my friends have been like telling me they're like talking about me or something. So kind of sucks.
So somebody must identify. No one at the grub truck knows who you are, right?
I don't know how they identify me. It's someone from the news called me by name.
Yeah, I think y'all are right.
Okay. You
Sorry about
remember?
that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What
Like not even my real
I
name.
hope so.
That's crazy. They call me back. Like that's not even
Hello,
like, I
Rhonda.
don't know, like on anything. I don't think. Like weird.
Do you know, are there any places that you know of up by, because you've been to Maddie and Xana's house before, right?
Like once, I think.
Okay.
I believe they, after the fact, I believe they all lived together, but like I didn't really know.
Okay.
I knew they lived over there. I didn't know exactly where they lived. Like the time I've been there, I think was when there was a different group of girls living there.
Okay.
Honestly.
Do you know any places up near their place that have cameras on the, a lot of people are running Wi-Fi cameras in their houses.
Noticed that I think there's like someone had one out front of one of like my building, but I don't think it's like really facing anything that's helpful. I think it's facing just out of.
That's my problem. That's my problem. It has to be. Because the menopause thing I was thinking about, like I know I'm 38, but I already feel like I sort of have some of those symptoms, including like pauses for lots of months of certain things that shouldn't be happening because I'm not active whatsoever and there's no reason for it, God, I'm getting old, bro. Okay, that's got to be it.
So maybe you could get someone going by that way. But yeah, I have seen that's the only camera that I know of. I don't know what to part. It's like one of the first.
So on your building, but on the
not on my building. It's like building closest to their house, I believe, facing towards like all the fraternities.
See,
Okay.
I believe I saw.
Facing towards the fraternities is across Banfield. Wouldn't it be?
So maybe you could get someone going by that way. But yeah, I have seen that's the only camera that I know of. I don't know what to part. It's like one of the first.
So on your building, but on the
not on my building. It's like building closest to their house, I believe, facing towards like all the fraternities.
Okay.
I believe I saw in one of their windows they have an out-facing camera. But other than that, I have no clue. I don't think a lot of people our age invest in security.
Right.
So that would be facing the opposite direction of the 712 one that we think that is there, if that's true. Damn, how do we go back and see in the front now that they screwed up freaking maps? Oh my God, how do we go back and look at that? Oh God. I'm going to have to go like watch Gray Hughes and Lana and JLR from them driving around that area. And maybe Inton. Who else drove around in that spot? Wayback Machine. Yeah, Jess, I just turned 38 last month. JLR and Betty videos. Yeah, and Olivia. Because he's saying it's facing the fraternities. That's the opposite direction. That is the opposite direction. Oh, well, thank you, Shoe Girl. See, that's another reason why I kind of want to email EWU before the 18th. That's another reason why I want to go through all their paperwork so that I can make a comparison. And I kind of want to email them and just be like, hey, I know that I'm just a person. Like, I'm just a person. Like, I'm not an organization. I'm not an entity. I'm just a me. But I've been in on this case since before anybody even knew who freaking Bryan Kohberger was. And this is everything that I've done and everything that I've been denied. And I just wanted you to know. Like, I don't think it's going to pop up into anything, but I just want you to know. Yes. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, but see, Angie just told me not to torture myself. So going back and watching all this is definitely going to be torture. Oh, that's true. You are over there. Let me see if I can find it first. I don't ever want to ask anybody to go and like drive around and do stuff. Oh, did he? Ooh. The canvas body cams too. Ooh, did we see any in the front? We're going to have to get some more freaking footage. Yeah, let me put my email in here. I'm typing with my fingies because my keyboard is upright. Because in case Zelda comes back over here, so her big old butt don't touch nothing. Okay, here it is right here. That is crazy, right? Super crazy. You're 62, but your head says 38. I believe that. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Devil's Advocate drove around in that spot. I know there's several. So I'm going to see what I can see. I know, look, and Zelda usually tries to be careful. It's Calypso that don't give two shits. She also kind of flies. Like, she doesn't jump. She levitates. She's so tiny and, like, fluffy. It's just, she just right on my keyboard. I'm going to look around. Because that's great. That's a whole different direction.
I don't know what to part. It's like one of the first.
So on your building, but on the
Not on my build. It's like building closest to their house, I believe, facing towards like all the fraternities.
okay.
I believe I saw in one of their windows they have an out-facing camera. But other than that, I have no clue. I don't think a lot of people our age invest in security cameras.
Right.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Well, I
Let me
know
check the
they're
report.
sending us a bunch of security footage or something from Moscow. I've of course we haven't gotten it yet. And look, of that, I think is that street that you live on.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully we can get the comings and goings at least of that street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what all's going to be in the video package or what we're going to be required to look at, but
That's interesting considering they didn't have the footage till the 19th. That on the 16th, they're already told, hey, we're going to be sending you some footage. I mean, they sort of had it, but they didn't have it. Like, they never downloaded it. They didn't have any actual footage in their possession until the 19th. They had the SD card at some point and couldn't get anything off of it that they could actually view. It went back. The camera came off. He, for some reason, felt like he needed the Wi-Fi router and the modem and all this extra shit, and he didn't. Like I said, he could have literally logged in on the day of, the same way he ended up doing 6 days later on his work phone, where he downloaded the app for the camera, logged in with the credentials that she gave him and everybody and the mama apparently, and then downloaded the footage. And again, this is only after someone went out there and removed the camera, and then he gets contacted and told, hey, I was watching that. By the way, did you see that white car? That's where SV1 came from. SV1 came from the conversation that Mowry had with somebody who was being nosy in the footage.
and I don't know where the camera is. Isn't there when you get out to 95, isn't there a gas station or something?
W6.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Maybe that's what it's from. I don't know.
It's kind of far away though.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long way from that.
We watched it not long
I don't
ago.
know if the school has any
I love it.
on that whole apartment complex. That's
No,
Not a resident. That's the owner. That is Kane, the owner of the Linda Lane cameras that chases his dumb ass off. Oh yeah, no, we've watched that a few times here and giggled quite a bit.
fraternities.
Where's Sam at?
Fraternities don't have anything.
You remember about so you left Monday morning to come back home. Is that right?
Probably
Noonish is when you left there. Okay, and that's what, 6 hour drive? Okay, 7. Okay.
Yeah, they have to drive the speed limit north.
Well, I also.
Yeah, it's Steelers an hour, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like going through, so I go through like, you don't have to like wind through the mountains.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about like the same amount of time. It doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
So he's saying he went like an opposite direction, like a long way through the mountains. Is that what he said?
So you left Monday morning to come back home. Is that right?
Probably damage.
Noonish is when you left there. Okay, and that's what, 6 hour drive? Okay, 7. Okay.
Yeah, they have to drive the speed limit, Miller.
Well, I also.
And he was an hour, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like going through, so I go through like, so you don't have to like wind through the mountains.
Okay.
Okay.
It's about like it's the same amount of time. It doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you cut down that way. Yeah.
a little flatter.
So really, from the time you got home from the Grub Hub and that hike you made, you don't really leave your house till you head for home?
No, I did. I left my house in the morning. In the morning, Sunday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I picked something up.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's least of our
We're not the
least of our worries.
Okay.
Which blows my mind because I was so confused about the times of everything because I think it was before 10 around 10 that I would have done that. So I was either sitting watching football and went and done it, or I can't remember if I just did it and then watched football. But I drove past their house before the police must have been there. I was thinking. Because I swear that there wasn't police
When you went by?
Yeah,
Okay.
and there wasn't anyone outside.
See? Okay,
Don't
so
think.
Or
he just
didn't
said
know.
what?
Oh, I was so confused about the times of everything because I think it was before 10 around 10 that I would have done that. So I was either sitting watching football and went and done it, or I can't remember if I just did it and then watched football. But I drove past their house before the police must have been there. I was thinking. Because I swear that there wasn't police
When you went by?
Yeah,
Okay.
and there wasn't anyone outside. I don't think.
Or you didn't notice.
No.
You would have known that the police had.
Well,
yeah, but there would have been lights then.
You would have known
Yeah.
there were problems. That's probably the biggest thing that's happened in that town crime wise.
But like,
And
that's what I'm saying. Like, I drove past their house and it didn't seem like anything was like unsettled. I probably wasn't like looking because it's kind of tucked away. But
What do you drive?
that black, yeah.
Okay.
That was an
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One thing I am going to ask, and we are asking everybody, I can't, from the little bit I know about the scene, I can't tell anybody about it. One reason is for rumors, and another reason is we have to protect the investigation.
Yeah.
But there was a struggle. And in a struggle, in our experience is there's going to be the perpetrator, the suspect's DNA. And I can't tell you how I know that. So we are asking everybody if they'll volunteer
Yeah, definitely.
buccal swab for DNA. We aren't going to put it in databases or anything like that. The only thing is, okay,
Okay. It's gonna be for this only to be compared to
compared to both
stuff that we have for this case. So,
okay.
okay.
And that's really all the questions I would ask.
See, that's interesting too, because this is also the same day that the ISP trooper picks up the sheath. But by 3:16 p.m., it's not even at the lab yet. At this point, it's been crossed off from the trooper that picked it up from MPD to the guy that he met in New Meadow. Because then we have the emails from Rylene Nowlin saying, hey, Trooper D2 just passed off the sheath to Trooper D3, and he's on his way. It's going to be a few hours. And then she sends another email saying the sheath got there, and it's like 3:40 something, maybe 3:50 something. So this is before it even got there. Like, I don't even know if this person would even know that the damn sheath was just picked up from MPD that morning. I don't feel like they would know that, but maybe they would have been told that. Because they're talking about, like, the DNA comparison things that they need. And at this point, there has not been a DNA. At this point, they don't know that there's DNA on that sheath. I'll listen to how he said that one more time.
Rumors, and another reason is we have to protect the investigation.
Yeah.
but there was a struggle. And in a struggle, in our experience is there's going to be the perpetrator, the suspect's DNA. And I can't tell you how I know that. So we are asking everybody if they'll volunteer.
You don't know that. I can't tell you how I know that. You don't know that at this time. The sheath has not even left the damn paper bag. It's not even at the lab at 3:16 p.m. during this interview on the 16th of November, 2022. How are you saying that to him? How are you saying that to him, sir?
Investigation. Yeah. But there was a struggle. And in a struggle, in our experience is there's going to be the perpetrator, the suspect's DNA. And I can't tell you how I know that. So we are asking everybody if they'll volunteer buccal swab for DNA. We aren't going to put it in databases or anything like that. The only thing is okay.
It's gonna be for this only to be compared to
both
stuff that we have for this case. So.
Right. So no, I agree with you, but it's the way that he just said that. There was a struggle. There's going to be DNA. I can't tell you how I know that. Okay, but the struggle is down on the second floor where there's no knife sheath. He's talking about Xana. I mean, it's literally written in blood on the floor. And again, at this point, the sheath isn't even at the lab. So I don't know. It's just weird the way he said it. It could just be things that he's saying all the time just to get whatever he needs to get done, which is fine. But for him to say, there's going to be DNA, I can't tell you how I know that. It's just crazy. And I know cops can be stupid. But you know how I am. I'm all about facts. Time stamped.
And that's really all the questions. I would ask that I'm not good on Snapchat. Obviously, I don't have time to Snapchat and Twitch and or what all the stuff you told me out there. If you do hear something, you're a bright, smart kid that I don't want to hear every BS rumor out there or whatever. But if you do see something that comes across these social media and these chats, would you please let me know so I can follow it up or get somebody to follow up on it?
I don't know.
So like a person that seems like they know more than the rest of everybody else, or
I don't even care if it's one of your house buddies that tells you a rumor. If I could just go to your house buddy and talk to him, because really I don't think the police up there have much.
That's the problem with the community too, is that we're all just shook because we don't have much either. Like, if anything, I thought our community would be able to quickly figure out who this person could be, and that's not happening.
No. And feel free, that's my cell phone number and my contact on the other side. Feel free, if one of your buddies have something, you can give them that number. I'm always answering the phone, and if not, just leave a message. That means I'm busy. But
and you guys are the state.
We're the state, yeah. Painless just rubs on the inside of your cheeks, you know.
Oh, they're doing the swab right now.
But you're running two together. You open your mouth. Let's get this side.
No, yeah.
How am I on the other side?
Know what? I remember there's two
like that.
Yeah, they're and I'm just getting home from work, but it sounds like some news agency tried to reach him. Is that? I don't want him to talk to anybody. But
I can't advise that either way. I would say this: if my son who did go to U of I the news wanted to talk to him, I wouldn't allow my son to do
that's what I told him. I'm like, no one, please, it's okay, just no one else. You don't know what they're going to do with that information, and you just have no idea.
And you, well, you probably know from just a little bit you've watched on the chats, there are going to be wild rumors, wild speculation. There's going to be attention seekers. There will be all that going on.
I'm just not looking at the news right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very.
So they're supposed to be, I think Moscow PD is supposed to be saying something in like 30 minutes. I think they're doing a briefing or something.
There's my answer.
catch-up thing or
Whatever.
something.
They don't have, so they don't have any information or something.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, if you, and I'll leave you my
Thank
card
you.
for you and your husband too.
Thank you.
Let me put my cell number on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything I could do like
Thank
going
you.
forward? Just sit tight like for me? Or, I know there's not much I can do. I'm not.
No, there's not much you can do. Like I said, if you get some information on from your frat buddies or anybody, you can pass that on to us.
Mhm.
There's not much to do. Generally, and I'll say this generally, crimes like this we can solve fairly quickly. But we're down here and there's a whole different group of officers up there working. So
Are there state police up there now?
there are state police. We have an office in Lewiston. So those detectives from that office are up there
Are up there.
helping. And I think FBI's Violent Crime Task Force is helping. So hopefully they make some progress real quick. I mean, I can guarantee you just from the few statements I've heard from the local politicians, they want this thing over quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
these kids are just
I
all,
don't know you can go back to school until they figure this out.
So
are there state police up there now?
there are state police. We have an office in Lewiston. So those detectives from that office are up
Are
there
up there.
helping. And I think FBI's Violent Crime Task Force is helping. So hopefully they make some progress real quick. I mean, I can guarantee you just from the few statements I've heard from the local politicians, they want this thing over quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, everybody does.
You know,
I mean,
yeah.
these kids are just
I
all,
don't know you can go back to school until they figure this out.
I don't think they will. I think they're
Yeah.
scared. And I
Yeah.
think they should be.
Local politicians.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not meaning to think that sounds scary, but I would be
It is.
scared. I wanted him home. Yeah.
Okay. But that's it. And if you have any questions or you have problems from somebody, give me a call. And because there's quite a few, well, there used to be quite a few, but we have a few detectives down here. We can,
If someone does show up to our house,
this is private property and you can ask them to please get off private property.
And you let us do that.
Yep.
You just stay inside.
And then, yeah, if there seems to be like a whole bunch of people, I would actually probably just call police and say, hey, no, yeah, can we?
Is this
Stay
city
somebody.
limits up here?
no,
Mm-mm.
we're out of
So,
Oh, so county.
whole road private, even if they turn left, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
private. This
It is.
road is a private road.
it is.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
So do
So
it.
we
Yeah,
would.
stuff like that, yeah.
I just don't want, yeah, oh my
Yep.
God, poor kid.
Yeah, if you have, some cones or tape or whatever, you could go throw it up at where the street turns
Yeah.
into private across so that,
And if you guys do start getting harassed, that's another reason to call me and then maybe I can work
yeah, we can,
something.
State of county or whatever, yeah.
Right.
Just get somebody down, I just don't do
Yeah.
it. But I couldn't believe a news agency already somehow has his name. I'm like, how do they have your name?
His real name. That's crazy too.
Like if it's like a California number or like a East Coast number, I'm not taking that.
No,
And normally, like since I work in, like it's normal for me to like pick up those area
Yeah.
codes because I have from
Yeah.
but they're from other places.
uh-huh.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for
Yeah.
talking to us and I'm sorry you're going through it.
If you guys need anything else, free to help, whatever I can.
Oh, what? Well, no, I'll just get a hold of you. As I say, because you're not going to answer my number unless you put it in your phone.
90 seconds.
So I can put your number in.
well, yeah, just put it in your phone so you would answer
Yeah, you
this
put
call.
that one in. And what's your best cell number to get you? Me?
Yeah.
So. And I'm really a jerk, but my mom's called me since I was.
So,
People always ask me where that like comes from, and I can't tell people, and I just tell them.
it's weird.
I think it's the same.
And
So it's
they called
that's
it,
what
yeah. I don't know why we were gonna call you, but
I
then,
feel like a few
I don't
people
know what
have to do.
You know, things just happen.
This happens and how it is, yep.
What is your son doing now? Oh, good for him. What a great job.
Pretty good money, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real happy about the money. Now, when it turns cold, he goes, hey, it's kind of cold out here.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So
Well, cool.
All right.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at the report because I want to see if it mentions the fact that he says something about cameras. So y'all can just look at this with me so that I don't maybe skip over it. Okay, this is about the grub truck. Woke up at 10, watched football, left his house. He couldn't remember if he went to Floyd's before he started watching football. During the morning call, during the group chat, most of his chats, Snapchat. Some family members of the victims started letting people know about the homicide before the news did. Like heard of people were packing up and leaving, felt jumpy. He'll be able to access classes. He'd only been in residence where the homicide took place maybe once. For sure, it's different people living there. Went to the corner club by himself. He had friends there. Car parked in the house looked familiar to the one that picked up the girls. He thought maybe Kernodle or Chapin. Doesn't go to parties. Heard a rumor. Doesn't remember meeting Goncalves. Rumors of the stalker. Girl belonged to the sorority. Ex-girlfriend trying to get back together. No clue. Heard there was videos of him at Grub Truck. He left Moscow Monday morning. Nope. There's nothing in here about him claiming that there's cameras. Because if this is written in chronological order from the way that the interview was just done. Interesting. He says it in the video. He says that there's a camera on the building next to him, closer to the house, facing the fraternity, is what he says. You'd think this was written on (11/17/22), so the next day. It was written the very next day. Okay. Yeah, you'd think. Oh no. Well, I hope Kiwi gets better. That's so sad. I hope Kiwi gets better. Poor baby. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Everything in that leak made everything about him look horrible. You know? So I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't have put that in here. Because if it's not written in the report, then there's no follow-up done on it. You know what I mean? Okay. I said we were going to look at this timestamp to see if we can see Murphy. Like somebody said in here that around like 6:48, you can see. He says, I think they said around, yeah. Didn't you say, tell me what you said, 6:48 around Jack's dumpster? Like you mean over here, huh? Is that what you mean, Jay? Okay, we're almost at 6:17. So let's see if we can see anything when it comes to the dog. You almost hear a voice. Well, I hear a dog. Oh, right here. Oh, I think that's a cat. That looks tiny. I think that's the ninja cat that we see later, because this open space right here, and the cat comes this way and then does all kinds of crazy shit right here before taking off. But I hear a dog. There's some, it's right there. This might even be the ninja cat like time frame. Let's see if the cat comes through this parking lot. Just go quick. I guess I'll do it this way. To get to 48, I'm just gonna go like hella fast. To get there. Yes, it's about to turn daylight. This is where the camera goes from black and white to bright. So I'm going to put it on 4X and just let it play to see if this is also the hour where the cat comes out, because I think that we see the cat when it's still dark and they're like right here when they're doing all their crazy stuff. And it's a white cat, very similar to what we just saw at the dumpster. But let's just do this till it gets to 48. And then we'll see, because they said an SUV kind of stops and looks at the dog for a minute. So let's take a look at that. See, it's already starting to lighten up a bit. It looks like this window over here is on. I mean, this light's on. And then it just became bright. And see how they have that purple light? You see that when the cop walked. And it does get brighter. Like in this, I think by the end of this hour is when it's like full on daylight in the cams. Is it this time? Or is it like is it the 8 to 9 o'clock one where the guy comes out and smokes a cigarette over there? I think it's like the 7 to 8 or the 8 to 9 o'clock one, maybe. Slow down. Blue. Not Jenna's blue, but blue. Yeah, I had it at 4x. Put it at 3. Well, thank you for the 999, Terry. Someone on another show said Xana had something to do with Ethan. What the shit? That's insane to just like willy-nilly with no proof of anything just come out and say that kind of crazy shit. Wow. Well, I appreciate the 999. That's crazy. That's a stretch ass. That's crazy as hell. Yeah, you can totally drop a name. We talk shit when it's needed here, so please let us know what channel that was. That's wild as hell. Actually wild. People have like no couth at all these days. None. Sorry, go back to bed. You could come over here, you know, instead of staring out the window. I'm just telling you. I'm about to just grab her. She keeps getting up and like looking at me like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. She turns her back. I'm about to just grab her. Okay, we're almost to the 48. I hear a male voice. Listen real close. Just a little in the background. Okay, so here comes this SUV. They're going slow, stopping. But I don't see an animal anywhere. They did stop, like they didn't know if they were supposed to go straight or turn, which is sort of interesting. Let me go back. I don't see an animal, but they do look like they don't know which way they're supposed to go, right? Yeah, but there's nothing over here that we can noticeably see in way of an animal or hear. There's the part where I hear the guy's voice in the background. Oh, I see it now. That does look like a dog. Cats don't usually have their heads down like that. That does look like a dog this time. The other one looked smaller. The other one looked like a cat. Yeah. Oh, that's a dog, baby. Cats don't do that. Their necks are not that long to go down on the ground like that. Cats don't have elongated faces. That's a dog. My cat does not walk around sniffing the damn ground. The dogs do. That's a dog. I think that's definitely a dog. I don't know if it's Murphy. That's a damn dog. Comes closer to the blue house. That's a dog, bro. Let me go back and show you, Mr. Naysayer. Hold on. See, this would be something I need to go in and download back and put into my Canva thing or whatever, which one of my editors I use, and just like focus right there because it's so tiny. See, it says 4817 times you're a person, and then we see a dog. So is somebody outside of Jack's house with the dog being outside? Is there a male outside as the dog is walking around? Because I'm hearing a freaking guy. Listen to 481617. It sounds like a dude is freaking talking. Watch right here on the dumpster by the red vehicle next to Jack's house. Watch right here. Same place that we saw the one from before. I hear a freaking dude talking. And then there's the dog. Okay. So the dog's going to walk out to right here and then turn around and walk back that way. Watch the dog. That's a dog. It's the right color too. Look at that. That's a dog. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question because it's either somebody who is seeing the dog and maybe even thinking, is that Kaylee's? Is that Jack's? Maybe even having that sort of like recollection and just stopping and pausing to see because the dog looks familiar. Because who just randomly stops for just a dog walking around in the neighborhood, especially if you live there, you know, several people have dogs. And the dog's not around your vehicle. Like you're not at risk at running the dog over. There's no reason for that. So you're either recognizing the dog possibly, or you're somebody who's lost and you don't know which way to turn. Those are like the only two options I think we have for this little scenario. There's the doggy. goes. Back towards Jack's. It does look like it could be Murphy. I wish we knew more about what the other dogs in the area looked like besides just the ones that we see walking right here. That's crazy. And Jack can go to 1122 and nobody would know. So the fact that stupid ass Steve Goncalves is sitting there in those messages to Brett Norton saying shit like, oh, people would have noticed. No, the frick they wouldn't have noticed. You can't even see the damn front door opening on Jack's house from this camera angle. And we know that there's like 2 separate sections where someone can walk in between 1122 and Jack's house and no one would see it on this camera. And he damn well says that in those messages. Oh, somebody would have seen it. No, the frick they wouldn't have. No, they wouldn't have. That's crazy. One more time. That looks like it could be Murphy. He was friends with them. Steve made sure that Brett knew that. That's crazy. And then, like, this is almost like a recognition or someone lost. But that's a hard stop. What if there's somebody in the passenger seat and Jack or somebody is outside Jack's house and they just stopped and waved at them? Maybe that's what it is. They could know Jack. They could know whoever is back there. Somebody could be outside. We just heard voices. Ill voice. Interesting. Okay, and then y'all say that the dog gets closer. Do y'all know the timestamp for that? Is it in this hour? Ooh. Do you know what the timestamp? Up there. I'm trying to pop everything's message on the screen and it's not doing it. Oh, now it's doing it. Why did it just do that? Yeah, my screen was just freezing a little bit and not doing what it needed to do. Okay. In this footage, in this hour. And as for how would Murphy get back inside, I mean, again, like I said, he can take that dog back and forth and do whatever, and nobody could see that. And we have footprints that go that direction. No, Sue, I'm pretty sure that's some snow. As you can see, there's like little bitty patches that have stuck around. That's snow down there. I'm going to speed up. Oh, it's already on 3x. Well, shit. This one's almost over. It only has about 5 minutes left. So if it's not in this one where the dog comes closer, then I'll just have to check it after another time. Yeah, this is almost done. I'll have to look for it in another thing, but that definitely looks like it was Murphy. I'll say it definitely looks like it could be. And I know that some of you guys even heard it, very faint, a male voice. Now, the timestamp that we were looking at right before we jumped forward, I heard what sounded like could be a female faint voice in the background. And then when we got closer to the 48 mark, it was definitely a male voice that was sort of faint. And then the dog comes noticeable. And that just really makes me believe that if it's Murphy, then Jack is outside of his freaking house, letting the dog go to the bathroom. Like freaking normal and shit. If that's the case. That's crazy. I'm glad you said something because I damn sure did not notice the fact that it could have been a dog, at least not that I can remember from before. I remember seeing that, and I remember the cat, the ninja cat crazy stuff, and like hearing multiple dogs, but I don't remember ever seeing that part before. Murphy was in 1122 when the cops got there. We don't know where he was the entire time because he was lost for the majority of the morning, and no one is really giving us a time for when he was found. We know what we hear on the cameras. Murphy! We hear that, but neither Bethany or Dylan is telling us when Murphy was found, when he was back in the house, and they were all up. They were both awake. They were both awake. Thank you, Miller Time. Thank you for being here for so long. And he's a guilter, by the way. And he is still here. All these years, going through facts, asking questions, keeping an open mind, and sticking to his guns. For people that think I'm just like a yes ma'am person, because I get that sometimes, which is absolutely so stupid. There are plenty of guilters here that pay attention to the things that we talk about because we talk about facts. I'm about to go jack my cat real quick. Hold on. Can I take you? Can I have you? I'm going to take you. No, don't stretch yet. I want you to stretch after I pick you up. Hold on a minute. Don't stretch yet. Come here. Come here. Oh, you want the window? Want the window? She don't want me to get her. She wants to stare at the bird on the fence out the window. So I'm going to let her stare at the bird out the fence. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. I have no plans to go live again on this channel tonight. None. I am going to sit down and go through some of the stuff that was sent to me the other day that I need to finish looking at so I can get back to the person that sent it to me. And if I have time, I might go live on my other channel so that we can finally start looking at the alien stuff, because I've been wanting to do that since that stuff dropped a few days ago. And I got through maybe like the first, maybe like 4 or 5 items. And then like, I didn't have time. So I'm going to look at this stuff. And if I have time, I'll go live over there. I'll do the same thing I do. And I'll post it like 30 minutes early. And I'll also put like a little notification over here on this side for anybody from over here that wants to come over there and look at that stuff with us over there. But it'll be later. Like it's already after 6. So it'll definitely be like later. Later. She's all crazy. She got them crazy eyes. I know as soon as I get off of here and open that door, she's going to act like a psycho. I see it in her eyeballs now. She's revving up. Okay. Interesting stuff. The camera stuff is interesting, and then the dog stuff is interesting. Let me actually write that stuff down so that I can remember that I need to clip it. $6.48. Dog. Okay. All right, there it is. All right, you guys. I swear she lays like King Julian from like Madagascar. Like her head hangs off. One of her arms is like up here on the top of the tree thing because it's like the 3-tier cat tree thing. And then her legs are like hanging off this way and her other arms everywhere. She's just a mess. She's just a mess. Let me give y'all the link to my other channel real quick. It is in the description box, but let me go ahead and grab it. Because I really want to go live at least like twice this week over that way so that we can look at the alien disclosure stuff that came out. Ma'am, quit messing with the window. This one is under my original name. My Jewels of All Trades name. Yeah, she's very much chilling. Let's see if I can. As soon as I go to take a picture of her, she moves, though. This is what she's currently doing. Let me turn this light off. Because she's insane. This is how she's laying. How is that comfortable? How? She... Look at her. She's absolutely insane. Like if she was a my age human, she would like have a crick in her neck and her back and all the things. Like how is she laying like that? And she's just pushing the window open. She's insane. She's insane. I have done that. I've dumpster dived. Me and my ex used to do it. And it was fun. I didn't jump in the damn trash cans. His little ass did. But we found all kind of crazy stuff. CVS, Walgreens, Dollar General, Family Dollar, all those places just like get rid of stuff. That's fine. We used to do it. It was fun. We got pulled over by a cop one time. I might have told you all that story. He said that we can't go behind the businesses to the dumpsters behind the businesses because that was illegal in the town that we lived in. But if we wanted to go and basically scope out neighborhoods and be in front of people's private residences, as long as the trash cans and stuff were like on the roads, we could dig through their trash. That's like the opposite of how it should be. But that's what the cops told us. We didn't dumpster dive again after that. We didn't do it again after that. Oh no, she's got both hands. She's a mess. Okay. I'm going to get off of here. Thank you so much for being in here. Thank you for the gifted memberships and thank you for the super chat. I very much appreciate that. I appreciate all of you coming in here and spending time with me tonight. This is an odd time. I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah. Like, I don't know what other reaction I'm supposed to have to that. That's crazy. That's wild. Oh my God. All right. Y'all have a good night, guys. You might see me on my other channel, so just keep your eye out for that. We're going to go over alien stuff, but I've got to get some stuff done here. I appreciate you guys being in here with me. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Have a great rest of y'all's day. See y'all. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives.